So in this video I'm going to show the home screen tricks on POCO M8. Okay, to launch the customization menu, all we need to do is to hold on an empty space on our home screen, or we can just perform that gesture. So just like we would like to minimalize the photo, slide 2 fingers on your screen into the middle and the menu will also appear. Okay, in here we can quickly change the wallpaper, but it's not like associated mostly with our home screen, so let's skip that for now. Next to it we have the effects, and we can blur our wallpaper, just for example, like on the iPhone. This is how it's going to look like when this mode is enabled, and that's without the blur effect. It's up to you. For now, let's just turn it on. Next to it, we can add the widgets. That's one of my favorite things when it comes to the customization. In here, we can find a list of all apps of which we can create a widget. As you take a look, this list is pretty long. So let's try to add some widgets. For me, I really like to have widget notes widgets, and also let's try to add, for example, something else, maybe the Gemini. Okay, that's how it looks like. Of course, we can change the position of the widget anywhere that we want on the screen. Simply grab it. We can move it around the screens, but sometimes there's a chance that there will be no enough space and you will have to shuffle those apps and change their position to add the widget. As you can see, they have been added successfully. Next to it we have the settings, and we can change things such as transition effects. That's also one of my favorite things. Currently we have the default mode, which is called the slide, but we also have the crossfade, we have the tumble. Actually, let me switch to that side, to that screen, so you'll be able to see the difference. So that's the crossfade, that's the tumble, we have the page, we have the cascade, we have the rotate, and we have the cube. If you want to save it, click on done, and now it has been added. Let's click on done once again, and I can show you that the transition effect has been successfully added. Currently we have the cube mode. It looks really cool in my opinion. You can also take a look that both widgets has been successfully added, and we have that blur effect on our wallpaper that I have enabled before. Let's get back into the settings. We can also set the default screen, so we can select which screen will be the main one. Currently this one is the main one. We can see the home icon under it, but we can switch it, for example, for this one. I'll stick to that screen, but now you know how you can change it. Okay, down below we have feature fill cells of uninstalled apps. I really recommend turning that feature on, because now if you will uninstall one of the apps, that empty space that would have been created after the uninstall process, we would have a gap. Let's say that we would uninstall the Netflix. In here we would have an empty space, but now thanks to that feature, when I will uninstall it, this gap will be filled. So let's click on uninstall, click on OK, and you can see that the app that was next to it jumped into the place of uninstalled app, and we don't have that gap. That is a pretty cool thing. I really recommend turning this mode. And down below we have lock home screen layout feature. When this mode is enabled, we are not allowed to change anything on our home screen. It's simply impossible to move anything. Sometimes it's good because thanks to that feature, let's say that we have created our perfect layout. We don't want to change it by a misclick, so that's the moment when you can lock the home screen layout and nothing will be changed. So sometimes it's pretty useful to enable. If you click on more, we have more settings. We can change the home screen mode with the app drawer or the classic. It's up to you. You can change it. You can also change the backgrounds, how it's going to look like. We have the light mode, dark, or the auto. And down below you can change the app drawer background transparency if you're using the app drawer mode. So that's how it's going to look like. For now, let's select, for example, 25%. Okay. If you use the classic mode, you won't have any options to customize. You can also change the scroll bar. We can pick original layout or A to Z. We can enable to place new apps on the home screen, pretty useful thing. I highly recommend turning it on. And if you are interested, you can also group icons by its color if you enable that feature. Okay, we have something called -1 screen, and it's set for the Google Discover currently. It means that if you are on your main home screen, and if you slide to the left side, we have the Google Discover and some articles that we can read as you take a look. I don't know why in my case it's in Russian, but no matter. So that's the Google Discover. If you slide to the left side, let's get back into home screen and -1 screen. You can completely turn off this feature or select the App Vault that will be launched. Okay, click on Got It, and that's the App Vault. That's how it's look like. I'll stick to Google Discover in my case. That's the thing that I want to have. Okay, double tap an empty spot on the home screen to lock. That is a pretty cool thing. So that's how you can lock your phone. Simply double tap on an empty space on your home screen. Pretty cool thing. Also, you can change the home screen layout. We have 4:6, 4:7, or 5:9. It's up to you which mode you want to use. I'll stick to the default one. To apply the changes, hit this button on the top right corner. And the last thing is system navigation. You can pick, do you want to use the gestures or the buttons? I'll stick to gestures. Down below also, you have a tutorial how to use gestures. Alright, and that's all in the video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I will show you how to fix low volume problem on your POCO M8. So first, what you guys want to do is adjust media and the call volume. So you guys can adjust the call volume if you go over to the phone app. And here you just press volume up or while being in an active call. So here, as you guys can see, you can adjust it like that. Now for the media volume, you can adjust it here by tapping volume up. Now there's of course another way of doing this, and it's a better way. You go into the settings and then go to sound and vibration. Here you have media, and here you guys can change it by swiping with your finger. So it's already at max, so I won't touch it. But here you guys can change it. And next, what you guys want to do is disable do not disturb mode. So we have it right here in the sound and vibration. Do not disturb, make sure that this switch is gray right here, because now DND is on and we want it off. After that, what you guys want to do is make sure that your speaker grills are clean. So here we have it. As you guys can see, close to the charging port, we want to make sure that they are clean inside and that they are not blocking any connection. So if they are dirty, then they can block the sound, and we definitely do not want that. So make sure to clean them. What are we going to do next is go over and restart our phone to refresh the system. So hold the power button and the volume up button. Now swipe down to reboot. And as you guys can see, now the phone is rebooting. So I'll see you guys in a second once the reboot is done. Now, after the reboot, what you guys want to do is, let me quickly enter my PIN. What you guys want to do is update your software to fix any audio glitches. So go over to settings and here you guys want to go to About Phone. Now click on HyperOS right up top here, and it will check automatically if you have the updates. So I do not have any updates available, so I am on the latest version. But if you guys are not, then make sure to do your updates, because they can fix a lot. You can get rid of all the glitches, and that's basically it. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix the Wi-Fi connection on the POCO M8. So if you feel like your Wi-Fi has been running a little slowly lately on the POCO M8, here are a few tips to help fix that. Now the first one, the most simple one, would be to just simply try to turn on and off the Wi-Fi on your phone, and then try to turn on and off the Wi-Fi on the router. So just come up to the router, unplug it and plug it back in, and check if that helped anything. So the next step would be to just go to settings, tap on Wi-Fi, and just forget the network. So we're going to select the network we're currently connected to, and just forget the network. So disconnect from it, and then connect to it again by entering the password once again. So just do that and see if that also helps. Now the next thing that you could try is to reset the Wi-Fi settings of the phone. So there's another feature. If we go to settings, tap on more connectivity options, and then scroll down to reset Wi-Fi, mobile networks, and Bluetooth. Here we can reset the network settings. So tap on Wi-Fi, and then tap on the little icon on the bottom, and then type in the password. And then it's going to ask if you actually want to reset it. So confirm. And now your network, as you can see, get a notification, your networks have been reset. And if you check Wi-Fi, all of the networks are going to be forgotten, and every single network setting is going to be reset. So just connect to your Wi-Fi again, and check if that helped. And that is pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to take better photos on your POCO M8. Okay, so let's launch our camera app, and let's begin with the normal photo mode first. Okay, so basically you should avoid using high zoom levels, because of them the quality will be simply worse. So don't use, for example, the 10x zoom. That's actually the maximum zoom level. What I highly recommend to do is to use 1x or 2x zoom level for the best photo quality. And if you have some distant object that you want to take a picture of, you should simply move closer physically with your phone to the object that you want to take a picture of, instead of using high zoom levels. So simply zoom with your feet, move closer a little bit, and then take a photo. It will be with better quality. Also, before taking a picture, it's always good to tap on the screen to get the focus, and you can also change the exposure level. If you are in a very well lit environment, when it's really, really bright, you can decrease the exposure level a little bit for the better quality, and the same you can increase it when you are in an opposite situation. So if you are in a really dark place, you can boost the exposure a little bit for better quality of your photo. You can also change the exposure right in here. You have this bar. Really, really easy thing. It's also worth to use the Ultra HD mode for the best quality. In this mode we have a 50 megapixel camera, and you need to be aware that in this mode we are not allowed to zoom, but we can still get the focus when you tap on the screen, and we can change the exposure level. So remember about it, pretty useful thing. Now let's get into settings right in here. It's always good to have the HDR mode enabled. Let's also launch the settings. And now, the picture quality. Yeah, always keep it on the high for the best quality. And we can also launch the general options and the grid lines. We have rule of thirds or the golden ratio. It's up to you which mode you want to use. I'll select the golden ratio for now. And down below we have the straighten and the center mark features. Let's enable the center mark. Okay, now on the screen we can see our grid line, and basically thanks to it we can position our camera in the best way before taking a picture. We also have the center mark, this crosshair in the middle. Thanks to it we know where's the center of the screen, and we can position our camera in the proper way. So let's say that I want to take a picture of this plant. I can place it, and now thanks to the grid lines and the center mark I can position my camera in the proper way. And for now, for example, I know that the plant is exactly in the middle, and that's the moment when I should take the photo. So grid lines are pretty helpful. Same thing with the center mark. Thanks to them we can position our camera in the proper way before taking a photo. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to easily fix microphone not working on your POCO M8. So first, what we want to do is clean our microphone part with a non-metallic tool. So if we use something metallic, then we can only damage it even more, and we definitely do not want that. So make sure to use something non-metallic, like a soft brush for an example. It's totally up to you what you choose, but just something that has no metal in it. Now next, what we want to do is we want to test our mic. So, how are we going to do that? First, we're going to go over to System Apps and go to Recorder. And here in the recorder, we need to give permissions while using the app and allow to send the notifications. As you guys can see, now I am talking and those waves are moving. Now let me stop talking for a second. And as you guys can see, those lines are straight, so that means they're not catching any sound. Now they are. And of course, we can check it. Let me quickly lower my media volume. So it is working. Now, if your mic is still not working, what you guys want to do is restart your phone to refresh the system. So hold the power button and the volume up button at the same time. Now swipe down to reboot, and the phone is now rebooting. So I'll see you guys in a second once it's done. Now after the restart, what you guys want to do is update your software. So let's quickly enter the PIN after the restart. Let's go over to the settings and tap on About Phone. Here, what we want to do is we want to click the HyperOS, and it will automatically check for the software updates. So I have no updates available. I am on the latest version. But if you do have an update available, then you'll see it where the Xiaomi community button is, and it will say download and install. So here you can download the newest version. Now, what you guys can do as a last resort is factory reset your phone. So scroll down in About Phone to Factory Reset, tap Erase All Data. Here you need to confirm it with your password if you have one, and then you will click Backup to backup every item first, because you will lose your contacts, photos, videos, and even apps. So go over and click Backup, then you will back it up and click Factory Reset, and you will see this notification that Factory Reset will erase everything. You want to click Next, and then you'll have to wait 10 seconds and click on OK. So after that, everything should be good. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix the Google Play Store pending download issue on the POCO M8. So if you're downloading an app through the Google Play Store and it feels like the download takes ages to start or just doesn't start at all, there is a way to fix that. And the first thing that we're going to do is open up the settings and then scroll down to apps. And then we're going to look up our Google Play Store. So I'm just going to type in one of the words, play, and there we have Google Play Store. Tap on that. And then what we're going to do is tap on storage. So in storage, we have this thing like cache and user data. So if we press on clear data on the bottom and tap clear cache, it's going to clear the saved temporary files and empty up some space and make the app work faster. Now, another thing that you can try, which is really guaranteed but also a good thing to do, is to set the phone's time to automatic. So if we go and change our time by selecting the search bar and just looking up time. So there we go, date and time. Tap on that and make sure that the date and time set time automatically option is on. So it syncs with the real life time and helps synchronize the Play Store. And that is pretty much it. Now the issue should be resolved. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to easily fix touchscreen not responding on your POCO M8. So first, what you guys want to do is go over and remove the screen protector or a case, because it can cause a lot of interference, and let me explain why. Basically, whenever your case is not stopping at the bezels, but it's stopping at the screen and it's covering even a tiny part of the screen, then what can happen is your screen just won't be usable. So my finger is blocking the screen because that's how it would look like. Now for the screen protector, if it's poorly applied, if it's not aligned perfectly with the camera, with the edges or everything else on the phone, and it's going to the side and it's not only on the screen, then it can also cause the touch responsiveness, and this is what would just happen. Now what we can do, we can remove them and we can easily start cleaning our screen to remove any debris, moisture, and everything here, also including the fingerprints. So now it's clean, and what we want to do now is restart our phone to refresh the system. So hold the power button and the volume up button. Now we are in the menu like that. Here we want to swipe down to reboot, and now our phone is rebooting. We see that by the spinning circle, and I'll see you guys once it reboots completely. Now after the phone restart, what are we gonna do is we're gonna check for updates. So we're gonna go over to settings, and here in those settings go to about phone and then click on Xiaomi HyperOS right up top here. It will check automatically if we have the latest update. I do have, because it said no updates available here at the bottom. If you do have an update, then you will see the download and install button where the Xiaomi community button is right at the bottom, and then you will just install it. So that's it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix overheating while gaming on the POCO M8. So while you're playing games like maybe PUBG or Call of Duty Mobile and you feel like your phone is overheating too much, there are a few things that you can do to fix that. And the first thing that you can try doing is opening games up in Game Turbo mode. So if we go to the security app, tap on it, and then tap on either Game Turbo right here, or if you can't find it, just scroll down all the way until you open up the toolbox and tap on Game Turbo. And this allows you to add your games to this mode, which then helps games perform better. So if we tap on the plus icon on the top right, we can add apps to this mode. So for example, we can select a game. I'm just going to do a random one, snakezone.io. And then if we exit out, we now have the games added. So just select the game. You can change the graphics settings down here or any other additional settings. And then once you're done, just launch the game, press start playing, and it's going to open up the game in game turbo mode. Now, the next thing that is recommended is to not charge your phone while gaming, because what it does is battery life gains a percentage, and then it drops the 1% down, and then it charges again, and that whole loop just causes the phone to overheat. What you can do is either connect your phone to the charger, let it charge, and then start playing without the charger, or you could just let the phone drop and then connect it to the charger again. So another thing that you can try doing is removing the protective case or any sort of case that you have on your phone. So just take that off so heat dissipation works better, so it doesn't get trapped between the case or even in the case, and just play like that. And this could help the phone not overheat too much. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix the system UI isn't responding on the POCO M8. So if you're using your phone and something weird happens, as if the phone freezes and the system UI isn't responding option pops up, or anything similar to that, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So the first thing that we're going to do is open up the settings, then scroll down to apps, and then we're going to look up system UI. So just go to the search bar and type in system, then find the system UI option, tap on it, and then we're going to have this clear cache button on the bottom right. We're going to tap on that and then confirm. So the cache is going to get cleared, and that will just pretty much free up some of the space. As you can see, the system UI storage has went from 77 to 69. That means the cache has been cleared, and that should help you with the issue. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix delayed notifications on the POCO M8. So if you feel like your notifications come in with a delay, so for example, you just received the notification, you tap on it and it says that it has been sent, or the thing that you've been notified about actually happened a long time ago, you can fix that. So to do that, the first thing that we're going to do is open up the settings, then tap on apps, and then just find the app that you want to fix. So for example, let's do Facebook. And then what we have to do is tap on battery and change the battery saver option from battery saver or whatever option is enabled to no restrictions. So battery saver doesn't restrict apps activity. And now if we return, we also can disable the pause app activity if unused, like that. So now the app will be working in the background the whole time, and once the notification pops up, it's going to send it out immediately. And that is pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to enable memory extension on the POCO M8 Pro. So memory extension is a feature that allows you to add more RAM to your phone by using some of the phone's storage. So if we go into settings, we tap on about phone, and then tap on storage, we can see how much storage we have on our phone. So we have 256 gigabytes and 44 of them are occupied. So the rest, some of this storage is going to be used as RAM if we enable that option. Now, all you need to do is just make sure that you have enough storage available on your phone and it's all not fully filled up. So you can do up to 8 gigabytes of storage as RAM. So make sure you have at least 8 gigabytes free. Now, if we go back to the main menu and then scroll down to additional settings, scroll down again to memory extension, here we have the options. So we have off, which doesn't use memory extension. We have 4 gigabytes, which uses 4 gigabytes of storage as RAM, 6 gigabytes, and 8 gigabytes. Now, you can select pretty much any option that you need. So I'm going to select the 8 gigabyte option, for example. And once you tap on that, it's going to ask you to reboot the device. So I'm going to tap on reboot and just wait for the phone to restart. So the phone is turning back on. And once it's on, we're going to check what changed. So let's unlock it. And now if we go into settings and tap on about phone and storage, we can see that nothing really changed. And that's because the RAM is only used when it's actually needed. So for example, you have 8 gigabytes enabled and you're doing some heavy task on your phone and it needs more RAM, and it's going to allocate that storage then. So if we return to the additional settings and memory extension, as you can see 8 gigabytes is now enabled. It also says on the bottom, create additional RAM by occupying storage. Use this feature only when there's enough storage space available in your device. So that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to enable the turbo game mode on the POCO M8. So if you want to enable maximum performance to play games on this phone, there's a way to do this. And the first thing that we're going to do is open up the security app. So it's an app that looks like this, and we're going to tap on it to open it up. And then we're going to scroll all the way down until we open up the toolbox. Then we're going to select Game Turbo, and here is where it's going to open up this game space. And here you can pretty much just add games from your phone to this app by pressing on Go to Games, for example, to look up any supported games, or just adding already existing ones by pressing the plus icon on the top right and selecting any sort of game. So I don't really have any heavy games, so I'm going to just use Block Blast for this. So now if we return, we have Block Blast. We can tap on either GPU settings to, for example, adjust some settings like performance. So if you want to enhance the performance, we can select the, for example, balanced option or custom, and change the settings right here. So just play around with these settings, select the option that you want. So save power is the option that gives you more performance, and high quality gives you more visuals. So once you've selected the option that you want, just exit out of this menu and launch the game. It's going to launch the game, and the difference is it's going to be more optimized with the setting that you've just selected. And that is pretty much it. So now your game is more optimized and it's going to be more efficient. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to fix headphones not detected on your POCO M8. So first, what we want to do is we want to go over and check our headphones. So we want to test our headphones with another device. If we are using USB-C headphones or we're using an adapter, make sure if you're using an adapter, then you're using an original one or a certified one. And then make sure if you're using the adapter or the USB-C headphones that you clean the charging port. So as you guys may know, the charging port is always at the bottom here. Now, if it's dirty, if it's stuck with dirt, then you have your answer. This is the reason why your phone does not detect the headphones. Now, next, what are you gonna try is another pair of headphones. So if you have another pair of headphones for the 3.5mm jack adapter or USB-C, make sure to test them out with this device or another device to ensure that they're working and it's not the issue of your device or the headphones. Now, what are we gonna do? Is we're gonna restart our phone. So this is simply to refresh our system. So the way we do that, we press the power button and the volume up button, and this menu pops up. Now we want to swipe down to reboot, and now after we see the circle, that's how we know that our phone is restarting. So I'll see you guys in a second once the phone restarts. Now, after the restart, what you guys want to do as a last resort for these wired headphones is go over and update your software. So go over to settings and then make sure if you go into about phone and that you click on HyperOS that you see no updates available at the bottom. So that means you are on the latest version. If you see a button that says download and install right at the bottom where the Xiaomi community button is, then make sure that you update first and then check if everything works. Now, moving on to Bluetooth headphones, what are we going to do is we're going to turn our Bluetooth off and on. So now I turn this on. Now I'm going to turn this off and on again. So this is a quick restart of our Bluetooth. Now, if our headphones are already paired here, what are we going to do is we're going to forget them and repair them again. So this is a process of 15 seconds. Every headphones are paired differently, so I really cannot help you with that, but you guys get the point. Now make sure that you charge the headphones fully. So I had a situation where my headphones were at like 60 or 70% and they wouldn't connect. They just wouldn't without any reason, but once I charged them up to 100%, they connected without any issues. So make sure to charge them up. And lastly, make sure to avoid device interference. So if the headphones are already paired everywhere else, so anywhere else like your tablet, your laptop, or anything, then they can connect there instead of your phone. So make sure to go and check other devices out if they have your headphones connected. And what you guys want to do as a last resort is, of course, check for software updates. We did that a minute ago. And if that doesn't help, then what you guys want to do is go over to About Phone and swipe down until you guys see factory reset. So this will delete everything from your device, including your photos, videos, apps, even the data that you have, like your personal data. So now we want to click next, and it will ask you if you want to back up those items first. So you guys can back it up through Google, locally on a computer or on a phone. So the phone option is the best here. You can also back it up on the Xiaomi cloud. So you just click on backup, and as you guys can see here, you have the options. Now next, what you guys want to do is simply click on factory reset and then wait 20 seconds total, because here you have 10 seconds. You will click next and then you will have to click the OK. So this should definitely help with your device, and that's basically it. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you camera tricks on POCO M8. Okay, so let's launch our camera app. It's this icon, and let's begin with the simple photo mode. In here we can quickly turn on the flashlight, and next to it we have the Google Lens scanner. Thanks to it we can quickly scan the QR codes. It's one of the best things because we don't need extra app for scanning the codes. Simply click on that icon and you will be able to quickly scan the codes. That is really easy thing, and I'm sure it will handle it. If you click on this small arrow, you'll be able to see some settings. In here we can enable the HDR. I highly recommend turning it on for better quality. Next to it, we can change the aspect ratio 1:1, 3:4, 9:16, and we also have the full. Okay, next to it we have the timer. We have 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and 10 seconds. For now, I will select 3 seconds, and when I click the shutter button, it's going to count from 3 before the photo is taken. So it's pretty cool, because let's say that you want to take a picture with your friends and you don't have an extra person who will take that photo. You can, for example, place your phone on a tripod, or you can somehow place it on the ground. You can select 10 seconds, you can tap the shutter button, then quickly get in front of the camera, position yourself with your friends, and you'll be able to take the photo. So that's a pretty cool thing. You can also add watermarks into your photos. In here we have the zoom levels, 1 and 2, but of course we have higher zoom level, and we need to do it manually. The maximum is 10x, as you take a look. Okay, next to it we have the filters that we can add before we take the photo, and we have the beautify function and this bar down below. Next to it we have the exposure level. That's how you can change it, or you can tap on the screen and now slide up or down to lower or to decrease the exposure level. Really easy. Next to it we have the video. We can change the resolution. The maximum is 4K. And the minimum is 720p. Okay, next to it we have the Ultra HD mode. In this mode we have the best camera quality, and the picture will look in the best way, but you need to be aware that in this mode we cannot zoom. It simply doesn't work. It's also called the 50 megapixel mode. If you want to have the best quality of the photos, you should use the Ultra HD. As we go to the right side, we have the portrait mode also, and the Pro mode. In the Pro mode, we can adjust the things such as exposure, the saturation, the ISO level, white balance, the autofocus, and that's basically all. If you want to reset the parameters, click on that icon and click on OK to reset everything. Okay, let's get back into the photo mode, and if you slide to the upside, we have the documents mode, slow motion, time lapse, and the panorama. You can also edit them and add them into this bar if you are interested. Press and hold an item to rearrange. Let me show you how the documents mode work. It's also one of my favorite things. Let's say that you have a document in front of you and you want to take a perfect picture of it. So you want on the picture you won't see any of remaining items on the table. To achieve that, use the documents mode. You can now see, let's say that this piece of rubber is our document. I need to position my camera. You can see that the edges has been, the color has been changed into orange. That means if I'll click the shutter icon right now, the rest of the table has been perfectly cut, and we have our document exactly in the middle. So it's really useful thing. You can see how it looks like. Pretty useful. Okay. When it comes to the slow motion, I'm sure that you know how this works. In the top right corner, we can change the FPS. The maximum is 240, minimum is 120. Let's try to record a quick video using the slow motion mode. Okay. Now I will play it just to show you that it works. So that's the slow motion. Okay, we can close it up for now. And from here, let's go into our settings. Make sure that the picture quality is always selected on the high. You can enable or disable to mirror the front camera. Some people like that effect, that mirror effect. When you are taking a selfie, it's up to you. You can keep that enabled or you can turn it off. You can also change the shutter type. And we have features such as tap to take a photo, palm shutter, audio, and additional shutter. Let's enable everything. Okay, the first thing, tap to take a photo. Now, I don't need to press the shutter button to take a photo. All I need to do is to tap anywhere on the screen, basically. And as you could see, the photo also has been taken. Another thing is the palm shutter. Show your palm to the front camera to start the timer. And the photo has been successfully taken. Let's do it once again. Okay. And everything also worked. Another thing, open up the settings. The audio, say cheese to take a photo. And the additional shutter, drag the shutter button to create an additional floating shutter. That's also a pretty useful thing. So grab it, you can place it anywhere that you want. Now when I'll tap it, the photo also gets taken. That's how it works. Okay, now let's go into general, and we have the grid lines. That is also a pretty useful thing. We have a rule of thirds or the golden ratio. I'll select golden ratio. We have down below the center mark and the straighten mode. Let's select the center mark for now. Okay, now we have those grid lines. And thanks to them, we can position our camera in the proper way. Let's say that I want to make sure that this plant will be exactly in the middle of my photo, and thanks to the grid lines I can position it in the proper way and I can take the photo. We also have this small let's call it crosshair in the middle, so thanks to it we know where is the center of the screen, and thanks to that we can also position our camera in the proper way before taking a photo. Back into general. We can change the shutter sound from the list. We can preserve the settings. We have the camera modes. And also volume button functions. So now when I will tap one of the volume buttons, currently the timer will launch. We can use it for the shutter or to zoom it. Let's select the zoom for now. And now let's try to increase the zoom level by holding volume up. And as you take a look, everything is working properly. If I click volume down, I will zoom out simply. Really, really easy, but really comfortable. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the best settings for gaming on POCO M8. Okay, first let's open up our settings, scroll down and find display and brightness. Scroll down again and find refresh rate. Remember that you always should use the highest refresh rate possible when it comes to the gaming, so let's select the custom just for now. Now click on the refresh rate and let's select 120 Hz for the smoothest animation. But you need to remember that, for example, not each game supports 120 FPS frame rate, so it depends on the game, but it's always good to have the highest value when we are playing some games. So that's the first thing that we can select. Now we can go back and we can launch the Game Center. Now let's go into the tools, and before we start playing, it's always good to click on clear memory. We can also add the shortcut into our home screen. If you click on add, okay, we have cleared the memory for the best performance, and same thing with clearing the storage. Of course, we can also add a shortcut into our home screen. Okay, as you can see, we have cleared 5 GB of the trash, so that is a lot. Before we start playing, it's also good to launch the recent apps, and if you have a lot of apps open in the background, simply manually close them up, because they're only taking your storage space away and the RAM, and that might be the problem why your game isn't running fast, so that's good to do. We can also click on the security. If you'll have possibility to click the optimize button, you can do it. And down below, as we scroll down, we have common features and we have the game turbo mode. When it doesn't appear right in here, you can click on that icon to edit, and you'll be able to find it on that list. Let's click on the game turbo. Let me rotate the phone. Okay, in here, if you have some games, you can add them. To do it, click the plus button and you'll be able to find your game on that list, and simply select it just like that and it will appear. As you can see, I have downloaded the Asphalt Legends. As we scroll down, we have the GPU settings. Actually, click on that. And in here we can adjust some things. Currently, it's on the default mode. And here you can see a chart how it's going to look like. So on the default mode, let me maybe only boost the brightness a little so you'll be able to see everything clear. We have this triangle. It shows us what values we have. So on the default mode, we have highest frame rate and almost the best picture quality. The performance is somewhere in the middle. We also have safe power mode. We have the balanced. We have the high quality. Or if you click on the custom, you can manually adjust everything. So always make sure that the frame rate is set on the maximum. And down below, we can also optimize the graphics. If we are interested, we can set the anti-aliasing, anisotropic filtering, and the texture filtering quality for the speed or for the quality, for example, or in the middle for the balanced. It's up to you. For now, let's stick to the default. As you can see, the performance is pretty good. Same thing with the picture quality, and we have the highest frame rate possible. Next to it, we have the additional settings. We can adjust the touch response and sensitivity to continuous something. I don't know why, but I cannot read it currently because it's cut. But the GPU settings are more important than additional settings, of course. Now we can launch our game. Let me only do it like that. We can start playing, and also in the game itself we can change some things, so let's do it. First we need to wait until the game launches. Okay, let's open up the settings on the top right corner, go into game settings and the graphics. Make sure that the frame rate in the game itself is set on the maximum, and down below we have the advanced settings. For best performance, we should keep everything on the lowest values, just like that. Also, not each game allows you to change its graphic settings, but for example, in games such as PUBG, Asphalt Legends, I don't know, Call of Duty Mobile, you'll have that possibility. If you want to have the best graphics, simply max out those settings, or if you want to find a balanced mode, you can select some values on the middle, so you can max out some settings, you can keep some settings on the low. It is up to you. I'm sure that you'll be able to find the perfect preset, but always make sure that the frame rate is set on the maximum. In certain games, you also have to restart it to apply the changes. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello, in this video I'm gonna tell you how to fix your phone heating while charging on your POCO M8. It is normal for your phone to heat up if you're charging your phone while using it, or if you're charging your phone using fast charging mode. So we may want to switch to the standard charging mode instead of fast charging. And also, if you're playing games and using your phone and charging your phone at the same time, this is just something to expect. And if you want to prevent that, you need to stop either of those. But let's go to battery charging options, and you can set wire charging mode to standard, so it won't heat up your phone as much. Another thing is to make sure that background apps aren't using too much power. To do that, go to battery, and then you'll see different apps here. And some of these apps, of course, are very important to run in background, like for example Google Play Store, so it can update your apps, like for example Gmail that I have, and Messages, which need to get the notifications and need to deliver them to me on time, so they need to run in the background. But for example TikTok, I don't really think it needs to run in the background because I personally don't need any notifications from TikTok. So I could go into that and set restrict background apps, especially considering the fact that I didn't even open TikTok at all and it used 30 seconds of my CPU. 30 seconds isn't much, but it might be more. And well, I didn't open the app, so that was weird. Now, another thing is to avoid using your phone while charging, which I already said. Of course, you can, but if you're gaming, then I will discourage you from doing so. Then, also, you may want to remove the case while charging to improve heat dissipation. There's a chance that it may also be causing the problem, especially for some thicker cases. This one is quite thin. It's the one included in the box. But if you have a thicker one, you may want to remove it. But anyway, you may want to remove this one as well, just so it improves heat dissipation. And besides that, make sure to always charge your phone in a ventilated area, never under a pillow, because it can cause your phone to explode. And also make sure that the charger that you're using is not off-brand, as I have one right here. It doesn't need to be a Xiaomi charger, even though they say they do recommend that for the POCO phone. It doesn't need to be Xiaomi, just a trusted brand with a good reputation would be fine. It is way safer and better for your phone to use a charger like that. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix fast battery drain on the POCO M8. So if you feel like your phone has been draining battery too fast recently, there are a few things that you can change to help prolong your battery life. And the first thing would be to change the battery's power mode. So if you go to settings and then we scroll down to battery, there are a whole bunch of options that you can change to pretty much make your battery life better. And we're going to be focusing on the current mode option. So there are a few things that you can change right here. If you need, this isn't a permanent feature, like you have to enable it every time you charge your phone again. But if you want to prolong your battery life, for example, you're out somewhere where you cannot charge your phone, you have two options. So battery saver and ultra battery saver. As you can see, this is how much battery life it gives you. So the battery saver gives you 27 hours and ultra battery saver gives you 72 hours, which is almost 3 times more than balanced mode. So balanced mode is the default. Now you can change to battery saver, and what battery saver does is restricts background activity, clears the phone's cache, and turns off different quality of life services. So once we press OK, it's going to be enabled. And if you want to disable it, you can pretty much go to the control panel right here and tap on this battery icon to disable it. And if you want to enable it again, just tap on the icon. Now you also have the ultra battery saver. And if you tap on that, it's going to totally change your phone. So it's going to leave only basic functions in your phone, like messages, doing calls, and maybe connecting to the Wi-Fi. So once we press OK, as you can see, it's going to start setting it up. So there's no location access. I'm going to turn that on if needed. And as you can see, once it's set up, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to lower your brightness. It's going to restrict all of the background activity and only leave pretty much 3 apps available. Now, you can add apps if you want by tapping on add and selecting any of these apps. So for example, Google Chrome, there you go. Now you can launch it and it's going to work like a normal app. But by default, you have 3 apps, which is phone, phone book, contacts, and chat. Now you can also tap on this pen icon on the top right to also add apps if you want. But if you want to exit out of this mode, just press on the X icon on the top left, and it's going to turn off the ultra battery saver mode. So these are one of the most important tips. Now you also have things like restricting background activity. So pretty much the same thing, but without turning on the low battery mode. All you need to do is go to settings, tap on apps, and just find apps that you want to disable background restrictions or background activity of. So you can check in the battery section how much apps use up your battery. So as you can see, I have POCO Launcher, Chrome, Google, Themes, and Brave. These are my top 5 apps that use up most of my battery. So for example, we can tap on Chrome and restrict background apps, which means that background activity of the app will be stopped. And now it pretty much won't be using up the battery in the background, only when the app is actually opened. So just do this for all of the apps that don't really require background activity, and that will also help you extend the battery life. And then we also have one of the important things that most people overlook, which is the always on display. So if we turn our phone off, you might have the option enabled where this little screen pops up and when the phone is off. Now, it doesn't use up a lot of battery, but still it does use up some of the battery. So if you want to maximize the performance as much as you can, we can disable that option by going to the personalization section in the settings, tapping on always on display, and just pressing on this always on display toggle to turn it off. Now if you turn our phone off, always on display will not pop up, and it will help you prolong your battery life. So that's pretty much it on how to fix fast battery drain. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the Hard Reset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to fix Bluetooth pairing issues on the POCO M8. So if your devices are having trouble connecting to your phone, there are a few things that you can try to do. And the first one would be to just turn the Bluetooth on and off on the phone, and also trying to reset the device that you're trying to connect to your phone. So to turn it on and off Bluetooth, we're going to open up Settings, then go to Bluetooth, and then tap this Bluetooth toggle to turn it on and off. So now that you try that, try resetting the device that you want to connect with. Usually it's done by just holding the pairing button if you're trying to connect headphones, or just check the manual to see how to do that without a phone. So once you've done that and that still doesn't seem to work, what you can also try doing is changing the Bluetooth AVRCP version. So to do that, first off, we're going to have to enable the developer options. So we're going to tap on About Phone in the settings, and scroll down to OS version, and just keep tapping this option until the option to enter your password or PIN pops up. Just type in your PIN, and then you're going to have them enabled. Now, for me, it's already enabled, so this doesn't pop up. But once it's done, you're also going to have developer options enabled. Now, after that, what we're going to do is search up in the settings, because it could take a while to actually find this setting. We're going to just search up AVRCP. So there we go, Bluetooth AVRCP version. We're going to tap on that, and then we're going to tap on this option again, and just change to any of these options to see which one connects. So go from 1.6 to 1.5, 1.4, 1.3, and check if you can connect with any of these enabled. And that is pretty much it. This should help you fix it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO M8, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So, we're going to start off by opening up our settings and just kind of going down the list of things that I find interesting in here. So we can first move down to probably cleaning the display, maybe, considering it is a little bit filthy. Let me just quickly give it a little bit of a polishing, like it's a dolphin. There we go. And let's move to the first thing, which is notification and status bar. And before I actually do that, I do want to change one thing just so it's a little bit clearer for everyone to see. At least I find light mode to be better. So, notification status bar. And in here, we have things like the notification style. So this one is going to be very subtle. When you pull down your notifications, you can see right now we have a bunch of notifications, and just try to pay attention to how they look like. And if I swap it to classic, you will see that now these notifications take a little bit more space, as for instance, they have 2 lines of text right here to tell me a little bit more, compared to this one, which all of them just come with 1. So, though, interestingly enough, even though the other one is taking more space, at least because it has more text, it's taking less space generally on the entire page. So I think it's combining some of the notifications into one. But anyway, you can choose whichever one you prefer. Now moving further down, we have things like custom icon display, and this just allows you to get rid of some of the icons right here in the status bar, along with changing the notification icons. For some reason it's set to 1, so you can change it to 3 maybe if you want to have a little bit more insight into what notifications you might have. And then down here, we don't have ability to remove everything, unfortunately, but we can remove some of the things. So as an example, I personally don't care too much about Bluetooth, as it's permanently on my device, and that's something that I just don't care to see show up in my status bar. We can also turn off other things like, for instance, alarms, do not disturb modes, hotspots, and so on. Now you can't get rid of the cellular kind of connection in terms of the reception strength or Wi-Fi signal that you're receiving. So that's a little bit of a shame, considering that's, again, probably something that you might have permanently running on. And let's be honest, none of us give two shits about our reception being 4 or 5 bars. And primarily, most of us do have a pretty damn good reception. Only times we would ever be interested in it is when we don't have a good reception, which we can usually just kind of check that by pulling down our notifications. So yeah, it's kind of pointless in my opinion, but we can't get rid of it on here, which we do have the ability to get rid of on some other devices, which do have this kind of options. Now, anyway, moving on, we have things like edit carrier name. So if you do have a SIM card, you can actually assign a custom name to a SIM card and what it's displaying. But I do like mine to be very minimal. So without changing this actually just kind of not shows any name, which is what I would prefer. Moving on, we have the battery indicator, and we have 3 different modes. So we have just the battery with the percentage inside and outside. So you can change which flare you like. And we have some other things in here, like for instance hiding the notch and so on. These don't really matter, so let's move on. Next, we'll swap to the home screen and begin with the home screen. So this is going to allow you to choose between classic mode, classic meaning all the applications smack in the middle of your home screen, or drawer mode. There's additional option for the drawer mode, or maybe not option, but additional feature for the drawer mode, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But anyway, you can choose whichever one you want. And in here, talking about that feature, we have manage app categories. So you can see we have a bunch of categories right here. And if I close this up, open up the notifications, or the app tray, you can see we have these categories right here. So it sorts all my applications that are installed on the device into its individual category, like photography, tools, entertainment, and so on. Which makes it super easy to find whatever application you might be looking. Instead of looking for it alphabetically in here, you can just use it in a category. I personally do like this way more than just the traditional kind of approach. But I do want to just kind of give you my thoughts. I don't think this is the best kind of implementation of the categories. As an example, I have a special launcher that I use on my phone, which is the Smart Launcher. And I have something like this. So I have icons at the bottom, which I can just flip between. And it will just show me all the applications under that category. And you can create your own, but you can do that same thing here. So, while talking about these categories, if we go in here, we can remove these that are here, and you can create all custom categories. Now, one thing that is neat, which I do want to specify here, because generally I find that if we go back in here, that the names here are pretty bad because all these categories are just kind of not visible at the same time. So this is a scrollable list. As a ease of access, it completely breaks it by just kind of making you, look for whatever you'd be looking here for, that you need to swap, and then I will select tools, and there we go, right? Instead of being just for instance, if the tools was just literally a click away and I'm already in tools, right? That would have been the go-to option. So you can remove these categories and create your own, select which application you'd want to add in there, and then give a name. Now, name-wise, there is no limit into how many characters it needs to have, so you can just select a single letter. Now, that might not be the best kind of solution. So what you can do is actually select emojis too. So you can choose some kind of image to it. Now, I believe you can actually download emojis, additional ones, so when you have more of them, you'll be able to pick them from here, possibly. So I can just select whatever I want. Boom. And you can see now I have a category that is labeled as a tree trunk. In any case, it just makes it a little bit easier to spot, and it's a bit more visually distinct from one another. And I can have way more categories visible at a single given moment in this space right here when they're only taking this much space. So that's something that you could mess around with to have a little bit cleaner and easier access to all your applications. And this will be even better if you have like hell a lot of applications. This is just a freshly installed, freshly set up phone, so it doesn't really have much clutter on here. And already we have like a pretty decently scrollable list. So when you start installing applications, you can imagine how this will get a little bit more just crowded right here and make it much harder to find whatever you'd be looking for as an application. Anyway, let's move back to the settings right here. And let's see if we have anything else in here. We have background, so you can choose a background to your app tray. That's the first time I'm actually seeing this kind of option generally for app trays. So you can mess around with this, though it looks like you do not have the option to select a custom one, unfortunately, which would have been super nice if you could. Now, anyway, let's move over to other things. So we're going to go back. And in here, back in the home screen section, we can move to system navigation. Now in here, you'll be able to see we have gestures and buttons. Now, I believe buttons might be selected by default, but throughout the setup process, you can select either one of those. So depending on which one you choose, obviously for you might be something else than it is for me. But for both of them, we do have some kind of options. So we have, for instance, a press and hold home button. That's for the buttons. For circle to search or nothing. Now, contrary to how it's named, circle to search, circling doesn't actually start searching, right? I don't know if you're like me, but I was the smooth brain that decided that if a feature, without ever testing it, was called circle to search, logically I would circle something to frickin' search it. Makes sense considering the name of the feature. But no, you actually, with buttons, you need to hold the home button right here to activate it. Just screw off. And when you have it activated, you don't even need to circle to search because you have much better ways. Hey, I want to, I don't know, copy text. Boom, I can just do a diagonal one. It automatically detects that it's a text, selects it, and then does automatic search for it. But that's not everything. For instance, we can just tap on an image. And it automatically detects it's an image, so I don't need to circle to search it. I can just click on it and automatically select what I would typically need to just circle around. So again, the circling feature is completely freaking redundant, as you have better ways of doing it. And one thing neat about circle to search is the fact that this text normally isn't selectable. Like, I can try to hold it and select it, but you can see nothing shows up. But if we open up circle to search and select it, we can copy it and we can paste it. It's pretty good when it comes down to, for instance, using it with some things which would require you to be very precise, maybe like bank account numbers or a long string of text or whatever. As an example, I could just grab this manual right here for a mouse. Can close this up, open up my camera, capture a photo of this, and now the reason I'm capturing photo is because I'm pretty sure, okay, here circle to search seems to be working in camera, so I actually wouldn't need to capture a photo. Just to kind of showcase this, I could just do it like so by pointing it, make a little bit more space. Just can point it, not this, home. This opens up circle to search, and now I can just do this. Boom, selects literally everything on the text. Or I can be a little bit more precise about it, and I can do maybe this right here. Sorry, I had to pause. Anyway, so we can select just specific portions of it. We can translate it, we can copy it, we can paste it. So it's much, like, it brings so much convenience to just things that you'd usually not be able to easily copy and paste or decipher. Like, you can see this is not fully English, right? So I can literally just, for instance, select whatever it's right there to translate. And we have weight as a translation, as this is a 40-gram mouse. So that's pretty easy. And I think I can even do that just kind of on the go right here without even like So let's see, we can click this. So we can see it's translating on the fly this image that it froze. And now if we zoom in, you can see it automatically swaps whatever we had right here to wait. So it literally, by the looks of it, translated everything, because we have in multiple different languages written, everything here is wait. So all the same parameter, right? Different languages. Even though it says right here that it's Chinese to English, that's what I think the first one is. But other ones are not just Chinese, so it also did those as well. And you can see, oops, and you can see that it, let me just get rid of this. Oh, now it's gonna get rid completely, but you could see that it translated everything on here without much of a problem, which is super nice. Now, while going back into the navigation method, I was using buttons right now, but you can also do this with gestures. So you do have this bar, you can swipe on it, or you can hold it, and it brings it up too. Now, I do want to make it very clear that on Xiaomi phone, POCO here, this hold the bar right here is absolutely dog shit. I'm not gonna lie, it is absolutely horrible. And honestly, if you're planning to use circle to search quite frequently, maybe sticking with button navigation will be much better for you than the gestures. Our gestures and circle to search is just completely shit. And trying to launch it sometimes, like, it takes too much time. It doesn't always launch depending on how you hold it. You can see we have various times of launching it, so it's pretty bad. Now, just to give you an example, on my phone, when I bring that up, launched, 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 launched. So it makes it super easy on my phone, which is a Samsung, to launch it. Here on the other hand side, like, it takes way too long. There's no haptic feedback behind it being launched, and it just doesn't feel that great. And also, furthermore, if we go into the display and back to the system navigation, if you also choose to hide the bar that is right here, make it invisible, you no longer can launch it. As you can see, it tries to select something that is behind. I no longer can launch it. So if you're planning to have this clean look, which I would personally like, Xiaomi doesn't allow you to also use circle to search for some moronic reason. I do want to point out there is one brand that I did encounter that allows you to still use circle to search while not having gestures visible, which is the whole purpose of this entire thing, to make it a gesture. It's kind of freaking stupid that I need to have the thing visible, which isn't really a gesture at that point. It's a freaking button or a slider that I need to interact with. And then also removes the feature if I hide it and to make it a gesture. So anyway, I just find this to be absolutely horrible, the horrible design here. And only one company so far that I've seen has figured it out, which I don't remember which one. Probably would be best if I actually did, but I can't. I never really paid attention to it. I just encountered this on one of the devices and found it to be super cool, as was the first time. I hope that more devices will follow, but no. Apparently, that's a concept that surpasses the conceivable limit of what gestures should be. So anyway, let's move on into the personalization right here, which is a general section for just changing the look of your device. Now, there are some nice things and some kind of useless ones, like okay, I don't have internet, I think, or I'm not signed in. Usually you would also have the bullshit AI wallpapers right here, which we all just love everything that's AI, right? Luckily here it's not showing up, not sure why, but if it does for you, just know that this is probably normal. And it's just a when you see it, you might get a little bit of a vomit in your mouth, because at this point we're all just sick of AI, especially now that it's kind of getting closer and closer to replacing us in our jobs. While Sam Altman is just stroking his own cock in there and being like, "Ooh, AI is so great." So yeah, screw that guy. Anyway, so luckily I don't see that garbage right here, which is thumbs up. But I know that, for instance, the Pro version of this phone did have it. So wouldn't surprise me if this shows up because, I don't know, I'm not signed into Xiaomi account or something like that. Anyway, let's, whoops, I clicked on something. Let's, are you fucking kidding me here? An ad? Screw off. Anyway, so let's start off with things like lock screen. So here we have the option to basically change the look of our lock screen, along with things like the timer and stuff like that. And if you swipe down, you have ones that are pre-made, which they have selected pretty banger ones. I really like these. And these are all solid choices, look pretty nice, minimal, clean. So I do genuinely love it. And we can also customize it even further. So we can change things like the fonts, we can change the wallpapers, and you can change also the font colors. So we have primary and secondary. Secondary is the more grayish one, and the white one is the primary. So you can edit those to fit exactly your need or your kind of desired look. And when you set it up, you also have the ability to set it up for both home screen and lock screen, though it refers to wallpaper, obviously, not the fonts. Now moving on, we have things like always on display, which is kind of a moronic name considering Xiaomi is so stupid that their always on display isn't always on. It's a 10 seconds at a time on display, and at which point it's going to turn itself off. And if you don't believe me, here we can go into here and we can see this is the only freaking option we have. And it also has a toggle to turn it off when battery saver is on. Cool. So if I lock it, I don't have always on display, which is kind of misleading based on the freaking name. Give it a second, 10 seconds, obviously. And should be right about gone. There we go. So now you can see it doesn't really do anything. Picking it up might launch it. Nope, never mind. It doesn't even launch that. So picking it up doesn't do shit. You have to actually tap on it. And you can see it fades into view. As an always on display, it's an absolutely moronic name considering it's not always on like the name would imply. So yeah. But moving on, outside of that moronic kind of naming choice, which should have been more like 10 seconds on display, we have customization for it. So apart from what we had right here, which is the same kind of style of a clock that we picked with our lock screen, we have other options. So we have things like signatures. You can edit text on here. We can add clocks, which we have multiple ones to choose from. These are the analog ones. We have some kaleidoscopes, which are just digital clocks in a way. And we have more digital clocks. Again, multiple different styles. And we can also have backgrounds right here, which also include times. And we can create our own, which is super nice. So you can add your own kind of image and have that visible as always on display. Now, keep in mind that whatever you might be picking will probably be taking the entirety of a screen. Oh no, never mind, it's not. It's only going to be a small portion. So if I select this, apply. What the hell is it? Oh, it's right here. There we go. I think it's selected, but I'm not fully sure. Yep, it is. So you can see we now have that image. Now, when doing this, I would maybe recommend picking something that has some vignetting around to basically fade into blackness, so it's not like, you know, this sharp edge. So you maybe want to edit this. Probably the easiest way would be, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but if you don't have the tools to do it, probably dropping it into ChatGPT will allow you to just tell it to make the edges fade into black. And it would do that. Though again, it just gives me a little bit of a aftertaste, like a vomit in my mouth, just suggesting that. So anyway, that's one thing. Moving on, we have things like wallpaper carousel in here, which is enabled by default. And I personally despise this. It's this crap right here that I can see. When I press the power button, we have some wallpaper right now, and I believe we can start swiping. Let's see, no, that's just the settings. So we have some random wallpaper or normal wallpaper now. This is just pointless. Nice AI wallpaper. Food. Definitely a wallpaper or AI wallpaper. Again, nothing. City. That's great. That's a fantastic wallpaper that I can't imagine actually needing to explain to my significant other what the hell is this, considering, you know, you have a picture or wallpaper of a lady on your device, which wouldn't be your lady. What it would be is a problem that you now need to explain. So again, here's another great example of stupid wallpapers that it comes up with. So I personally love to turn that off, as this is just a possible headache that you will get later on if you're a guy. And let's be honest, we do cherish our peace and quiet, which this is not it. Anyway, moving on, we can now move into... That's about it. There's one more option, which I think it was in here. I'm just trying to find it right now, but there is a last option. Gesture accessibility, where the hell is it? Oh, there we go. So we have floating windows. Now this is actually going to redirect us somewhere else because it's disabled by default. So let's click right here, side toolbar. It redirects us to where that option is, and we can now enable it. And you can see it right here. So if I turn that off, it will disappear. There we go. Now what we can do now is hold it. Come on, I'm trying to hold you. There we go. You can see it increases in size. I can, for instance, move it to another side or move it in position, drop it, and I can pull it up. Now this is available to me no matter where I am. So I can open a browser, still whip it out. And in here, I can now, for instance, grab an application, drag it outside of it, drop it, and it opens up in a pop-up view. Now, once it's in pop-up view, I can move it out of the way, like so. I can bring it up. I can increase or decrease it in size, as you can see. And on top of that, if I click right here on these three dots, I can automatically make it split screen with the current application that is open, or pick another application to split screen with. And once it's even in split screen, I can click right here on these three dots and then flip it the other way around. Very quickly, I can reposition it, so readjust the sizes right here. And on top of that, I can still open up some pop-up applications. So let's just bring up a couple more. Now you can see it limits me to 2 applications and 2 split screens. So in total, I could have 4 applications open at the same time, really, and interact with all 4 of them. But the moment you add a 5th one, for instance, like the pop-up one, it will remove the previous one. So you do have a little bit of a limitation right here, but this is still more than enough that you will ever need on such a small display, I would say. Now, one thing that I do want to make or add here, unfortunately, there is no way for you to save this layout. So as an example, if you have 2 applications split screen, there is, I believe, no way we can set it or like save it. So if you want to open up this app combo again, you would need to reopen it from scratch, which I do want to point out because some devices do allow you to save it, and this could possibly come in as an update later on. Might not, I have no way of knowing, but I know that other devices do have this option. So it'll be super nice to have this here as well. So anyway, that about sums up the video that I want to show you, the tweaks and tricks. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to fix screen flickering on your POCO M8. So first, what are we going to do is we're going to adjust the brightness in these settings manually. So we want to scroll down in the settings to display in brightness. Now here, we want to go over and make sure that we change our brightness right here by just swiping with our finger, and that we disable automatic brightness off because it destroys our manual setup. Now, if there are still some flickers even after testing a lot of brightnesses, then what you guys can do is download the screen dimming app from the Play Store. So go here, click search, and search for screen dimmer, and then OLED saver. So it's right here. Now we ignore the sponsored app, it's paid, so we don't need that. We want this app right here. It has 4.4 stars reviews and it's only 1 megabyte. So now we open it. Here we give permissions. As you guys can see, this is to modify the system settings to change the brightness. Now here we enable the accessibility. So whenever you open up a keyboard, so change the overlays, or whenever you rotate your screen, it has to, of course, change it too. So that's why you give this permission. It won't do anything to your phone or steal anything from your phone. Now we want to grant permission for notifications. And here, as you guys can see, we just click enable service and it already works. So we can balance it out right here. As you guys can see, we can put it like that. And if we don't like it, we can just disable it by tapping here. But then remember to change your brightness back lower. So as a last resort, what you guys can do here is go to settings, then go over to about phone and tap on HyperOS. So this way you check for software updates, and I have no updates available, but if you do, then make sure to do them because they're very important to do. So that's it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to easily fix no sound during calls on your POCO M8. So first, what we want to do here is we want to check the volume during a call. So you can try calling up somebody here. You can change the call volume too when you open up the phone app. As you guys can see, this is the volume. Now here, if we go here, you see we changed the different icons. So now we change the media volume. So while being here, you can just make sure that you put volume up all the way and make sure that you boost up your call volume. Now next, what you guys want to do is go over to settings and make sure that Bluetooth right here is disabled, because if it's disabled, then we rule out any connected devices like headphones, even a car, TVs, and everything else that's just connected by Bluetooth. Now after that, what you want to do is, you see this little cut right here, it's kind of white in a camera. That's our earpiece. Now we want to clean it with a soft brush, for an example, and a soft brush does the job the best. So I would recommend using a soft brush for it, because earpieces sometimes can be stuck with dirt, for an example, debris, everything, and they can just block some part of the sound or just mute the sound completely. So make sure to clean your earpiece. And next, if you are using phone app to call up somebody, maybe try calling up again with the phone app, or try changing the app to see if that problem is only with the phone app or it's a problem for everything. Now what we want to do next is restart our phone. So hold the power button and the volume up button, and here we want to swipe down to reboot. And once our screen is black and the icon is green, we can let go, and now our phone is restarting. So I'll see you guys in a second once it's done. Now after the phone restart, what we want to do is go over, and let me quickly unlock it, is go over and check for software updates. So we want to check for software updates in about phone, then we click right here at the top, and I have no updates available. To check those updates, you need to have a Wi-Fi connection, and as you guys can see, if you will have an update, then you will see it. Instead of the Xiaomi community button, you will see the download and install. Now if that did not help even after the software update, we can scroll a bit down to factory reset. Here we will erase all data. Here we will confirm with our PIN, and first it will ask us to back up the items. Of course we want to back up everything because we will lose contacts, photos, videos, basically everything that we have on our device, so including apps, progress, and let's say games. And here, after we click factory reset, we will have to wait 10 seconds, and as you guys can see, factory reset will erase all data on your device, including photos, songs, notes, and personal data. So after we click next, we will also have to click OK, and that's basically how the process looks like. So make sure to back up everything before you do that, and then check if that works. If not, then I would recommend bringing the phone to the service center for further inspection. That's it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to tell you and show you what to do if your auto brightness is not working in your POCO M8. We can actually say POCO M8, yeah, that was funny. At first go to the settings and now scroll down to the display brightness. Here, as I can see, make sure that you do have this option enabled. It's just a simple mistake, but sometimes you may have your option disabled, and it's always better to make sure that it's enabled. If it is, just disable it, enable it, disable it, enable it, disable, enable. Set brightness to the highest, disable, enable. Do this a couple times and check if it works. As you can see, it does work easily. If it doesn't, you need to take a microfiber cloth with yourself. Maybe not microfiber especially, but soft cloth. And dry, of course, just a normal cloth. And wipe the camera and ambient light sensor over here at the front. Once it's done, your auto brightness should automatically be working, as you can see. If it still doesn't work for you, you need to restart your phone to refresh the sensors. To do so, hold on these buttons, hold power and volume up, and move this white dot to power off completely your device. This should help you. If it still doesn't, you need to contact device support because your device may be just broken. And that's it. Hope it helps you and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to fix your battery percentage not showing on your Xiaomi POCO M8. So first of all, we need to check whether it's just enabled in the settings, but later on we may need to do some other fixes if it's not showing for some other reason. Normally it would be just settings, then notifications and status bar, and then you'll find battery indicator, and you can set it to either of these two here with the percentage, and that will display it. But of course, there are some other things to think about, which might be checking if your battery sensor is working. You may want to restart the device by pressing and holding on power and, or not holding, just press on power and volume up, then slide up to power off or restart. I could have selected restart, but let's wait now. I'll just press and hold instead to turn the phone on. It vibrated, so it'll turn itself on. It may reset the battery sensor. Also, we may want to set up an app called Battery Widget to see if it may help if your battery percentage is still not showing. In my case, it's showing all the time, but if in your case it's not, you may want to go to the Play Store and try downloading a proper app for it. Let's go to the search and then search for Battery Widget. That's not really the best, of course, solution, because the best it would be if it worked, but it is sort of a temporary solution because if there's something going on with the battery sensor, I would always recommend going to some authorized support service and see that. But yeah, we can do that to start it automatically or manually. I'll do automatically. Then you can see we have it right here shown, and you can add the widget. You can select the battery widget. And well, it didn't show up here. Let's see, let's just try seeing if we can add a widget like so. I think it is sorted by names, or maybe not. Oh, it's not really sorted. Yeah, we can add it like so. So that's what you can do in case there's any problem going on. Let's approve it. And as you can see, we have this little widget right here, which shows our battery percentage. You can move it to any other page, like here, for example. Why does it say not enough space? I'm sure there is some space, but never mind. So yeah, that is basically it. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to fix your Wi-Fi not working on your POCO M8. If your Wi-Fi is not working, you may want to first go to settings, Wi-Fi, and try just toggling it off, waiting for a little moment, like 15 seconds, and turning it on. Then of course trying to connect to an actual network. You may want to also try to connect to a different network as well, but of course you probably want to fix your network. So also you may want to go to the network that's not working. If you cannot connect to it here, then go to additional settings, manage saved networks, and then delete it here, forget network, and then try to connect to it again, enter its password of course, and let's see if it does connect. Okay, now if it still doesn't work, if you can restart your router and also restart your phone by pressing on power and volume up at the same time, sliding down to reboot. Wait a little moment, it will reboot your phone. It may fix some issues. Later on, we'll try resetting network settings in but remember, resetting network settings forgets all your Wi-Fi passwords and your Bluetooth devices. So make sure that you know your password, so you won't need to won't have problems reconnecting to the Wi-Fi later, or any other Wi-Fis that you've ever been connected to and you may want to be connected in the future, but you don't know the password. So in order to reset the network settings, go to additional settings in settings app. Then there will be an option. Sorry, I think it's in a different place. I think it is in a different place. It may be in about phone, backup and restore. Or is it here? No, it's not factory reset. It should be something else. Hold on a second. Okay, on this phone it's in more connectivity options. Then you can go to reset Wi-Fi, mobile networks, and Bluetooth. Select it, you can select, it will reset all of them. Select reset settings, click on OK. And now it says they have been reset. Let's try reconnecting. And that should fix the issue. If it still didn't, then try to connect to any network that you can connect to, as long as you can to any. If you cannot, maybe try using mobile data, but that will use quite a lot of mobile data, quite a few gigabytes. And I'm speaking about update now, because updating your system may resolve some issues. And to do that, go to About Phone, then go to tap on Xiaomi HyperOS. And now if there's an update available, you'll have a blue button right here. telling you to update. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to fix your Bluetooth not connecting on your POCO M8. In order to do it, you will need to first make sure to toggle the Bluetooth off, then on in settings, Bluetooth, and basically, let's say it's on now, and try disabling it. That may fix the issue, should fix the issue once you enable it again. I hope so. But if it didn't, then there's quite a few things that you can still do. The first one is to unpair and pair again your device in the Bluetooth settings. So I'll just connect, I'll get back to you and we'll do that. Okay, as you can see, I have my AirPods connected. Let's click on them and click on unpair. Or we could have even selected forget. So yeah, but we don't have that anymore. Yeah, now to pair, just put your device in pairing mode. For AirPods, it's just opening them and pressing and holding on the back button until it chimes. Let's refresh here. It should be displayed right here. As you can see, we can now connect to it. Let's tap on pair. And it's basically done. So that may fix the issue, but if it didn't, then try restarting your Bluetooth device if that Bluetooth device can be restarted, because not all can. Sometimes you may want to also discharge your Bluetooth device fully and charge it back again. Sometimes it may help. Also, restart your phone by pressing on power and volume down simultaneously. Power and volume up simultaneously. Slide to update and slide to reboot and wait a little moment. Then two more things that we'll do is updating our software to make sure, if there is an update available, to make sure that all bugs connected to Bluetooth are fixed. And also we will try resetting our Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and mobile data settings on the phone in order to get it all working. So let's go to the settings now, then go to about phone, Xiaomi HyperOS, click on it, and then if there is an update for your system available, it will be displayed. There will be a button right here saying update or install, I think, or whatever. And yeah, that will help. That may help. I hope it does. If it doesn't, then the last thing that I can tell you to do is to go to more connectivity options in settings, then reset Wi-Fi, mobile networks, and Bluetooth, then tap on reset settings and click on OK. But before you do that, remember that Wi-Fi passwords will be forgotten. So and also all Bluetooth devices will be disconnecting, including your car, all your speakers, all your smartwatches, headphones, everything. And Wi-Fi networks will be forgotten. So you'll need to re-enter the passwords to them as well. And that should help you fix the issue. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to fix your battery drain issues on POCO M8. To do that, there are a few things that are worth checking on your phone, as well as changing in order for your battery to drain in a lower time. So if your battery takes less time to drain, then the first thing is to go to the settings and adjust a few of them. The first one is making sure that in your battery settings, as you go to settings and battery, then if you go to the battery usage right here, below the battery graph, you'll see different apps, and some of them you may want to use your battery, right? Of course, some of them will use your battery if you use these apps a lot. Some of them are also system apps, like let's say Messages or POCO Launcher, which is basically the home screen and everything. It used quite a lot of the battery because I just set up the phone and like I've been using it for 10 minutes. So after the setup, so that's why it looks like this. Yeah, but if there are some apps, let's say Gmail. Gmail is not a good example, but let's say there was some game or some app you don't need notifications from, and it uses too much battery compared to how much you use it, then you could go to battery saver and you can find close apps after 10 minutes of background activity or restrict background apps so it wouldn't run in the background. But remember, in that case, the app will stop sending you notifications, so that setting is just not good for apps that you need notifications from on time or apps that connect to some external devices, like for example your smartwatch. Now it's time to see some other things. Let's uninstall some bloatware because that always isn't necessary. Of course, because there are some apps pre-installed on the phone that you don't need. If you are using any of those, then feel free to keep them. But if you don't want them, then feel free to uninstall them. I'll uninstall WPS Office as well as all those different games. Basically, all the apps here that I currently have that have the blue dot are apps that were installed by the system. Of course, like Files, Find Hub, and Home, I'd keep them because they are, no, sorry, it's not, they were updated recently. It doesn't mean they were installed. So, okay, it doesn't matter. But the games here can go, of course. Then another game, TikTok, Spotify, some other game. Then there's some news. You can also go Netflix. If you use it, it's fine. But if you don't, you can uninstall it. LinkedIn, some other game, Instagram, they are all installed by the system. Another game here, and then another 3 games, then Booking.com, Amazon Shopping, and AliExpress. They were all, this is called bloatware. Some apps that aren't system apps and were installed right away after the phone was set up. And most of them you probably don't use, like those games, but maybe you do. If you do, you can leave them. Now, another thing to check is to change your screen from light to dark mode. Let's do that. Let's go to the display and brightness, then go to dark mode. And that, you may not like the dark mode, but if you don't care or if you do like it, it will increase your battery life because it displays less white color, which uses more white color uses more battery than black. Black doesn't use battery because there's no light being produced on those pixels. Now, another thing I'd like to recommend is to go to, again, the display and brightness settings, changing the brightness down if in some scenarios, of course. Then refresh rate, you may want to set it to default if you want it at default, right? Default is just like a balance between performance and power consumption. But custom, you can then physically set it to either 60 or 120 Hertz. And if you do care about 120 Hertz, which makes your display smoother, you can keep it on that or default, which would be better for your battery. But if you don't care about your display smoothness as much, you can try out using 60 Hz and see if that works for you. If it feels just bad and you want to switch back to the default, feel free to do that, but I'd recommend testing it out maybe for a few days to see if you really see that difference, and maybe test out like both the custom 60 and default. Try one, then the other one for a few days and see which one do you really care about. But setting it to 60 will save your battery. Then a setting which would typically be here, but I don't see it, so maybe it'll be in lock screen. Yeah, sleep. You can set after how much time your display will go to sleep, after how much time of an activity, like not clicking on anything, not watching any movies, videos, anything, and you can set it to a lower value, so your phone is more likely to go to sleep if you are not looking at it for a moment, if you're not scrolling, not clicking on anything, and then it just will improve your battery life, of course. And another thing is to turn off always on display if you currently have it on. I believe, because I'm not sure if on this phone yes, it is there. If you go to settings, personalization, and always on display, you may have it enabled, and some people like this feature because you can see it shows you time when the screen is off, but that is some kind of thing that really uses a lot of battery. So you may just want to turn it off, then the screen will be purely black when off, but will save your battery. So these are the settings that I'd like to recommend. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next time.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you the first things to do after setup on your POCO M8. So first, what we want to do is we want to go over to the settings, and in those settings we want to go over to Wi-Fi. So first we're starting off with adding a connection to the internet. Here all we have to do is wait for available networks to show up, then choose your network and enter the password. So I'll see you guys in a second once I enter mine. Now we just click on connect, and as you guys can see, it should connect us if we provide the good password. After that, what you want to do is you want to add a Google account. So we're going to open up Play Store for it, and here click on sign in. Now wait for your phone to give you an option to enter the email, and it should take a couple of seconds. So here we enter our email, and after we enter our email, we need to enter our password. So as you guys can see, we just click next, and we need to enter the password. So I'll see you guys in a second once I enter mine. Now after that, what we want to choose is who will be using this device. So we can choose either you or your child. So these steps may vary here, not by a lot, but here I'll choose the first option. And now I'll click on I agree. Here we just wait. Here we definitely want to enable backup device data. So if we basically back up our data, we can restore it whenever we lose it. And now we can click get started, and I'll use the password here. So I'll get back to you in a second. Now after that, we want to go over and click on our avatar in the corner, and here we want to go to my apps and games. After that, we want to make sure that we update every single app here, so it'll download in the background. We can leave the app, and now what we want to do is we want to set up the screen locks. So let's go over to the settings, and here we need to scroll down until we see the fingerprints, face data, and screen lock. Here, let's click on screen lock and you can choose between pattern, pin, or a password. I recommend using either a pin or a password. I think those options are the safest. And I always go with pin. Now, as you guys can see, it says that we need to remember our screen lock, and if we forget it, then we will have to erase everything from the phone. So here we want to enter the password that has at least 4 digits to a maximum of 16 digits. So I always enter 6 digits. For the purpose of this video, I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as my password, but make sure to not copy the same password that I have here, because it's very easy to guess and everybody could just grab your phone, guess the password, and do anything with it. So you need to create a good password, and now what we want to do is we want to click add to add fingerprint. Here we want to click don't show again, and got it. Here we have the fingerprint scanner at the bottom. We want to click it until this is fully blue, so you guys won't see those little edges, but here it has to be blue. So we just spam our finger, make sure that we lift the finger every time we have a vibration. Let's click done, and as you guys can see, now this fingerprint is added. We can check if it actually works. So let's go over and click here. It does work. Now what can we do? We can go over and do a face unlock. So here we enter our pin that we have created, click next, and here click start. So as you guys can see, it's less secure than a pin, password, or pattern, and your device might be unlocked with your photo as well as people or objects with a similar appearance. So this is the warning that you get while setting up the face data. So it's really up to you if you set it, but I really like setting up my face data because it helps me unlock my phone even faster than the fingerprint. So then we just click next and we put our face right in the frame. So I'll see you guys in a second and I'll do that. Now it's done and we can try it. As you guys can see, I was looking at it and it basically unlocks my phone. We can see the check mark right up top here. We can just swipe and look, I'm not looking at it now and the face is vibrating. Now I'll look at it and now I'll tap above to use the face unlock, and as you guys can see, it works perfectly fine. So that's how we can easily set up our screen lock. Now next, what we want to do is we want to set up the Google Wallet. So let's go to Play Store, and from what I can see, these updates are installing, so I'll cancel them and update them in a second. But now we want to go over to Google Wallet and let's click here. As you guys can see, it's not installed, so that's why I stopped the updates. We want to click install and wait for it to install, and while it's installing, as you guys can see, it's installing. We can go over and turn it back on. So let's click update all and let it install, and we're waiting for the Google Wallet to show up, so I'll see you guys in a second. So now let's open up the Google Wallet and it will automatically choose an account to use with it. Here, as you guys can see, we need to click view wallet and now allow the Google Wallet to send us notifications. Here, as you guys can see, I already have a card set up, so not exactly set up, we need to still set it up, but it's saved from my Google account. Here we have the loyalty programs, the clubs, the cashbacks, and everything. It's all dependent on the region. So for an example, if you don't have something right here that I do have, then I probably don't have something that you do. So do not mind this. Just click on a plus right here, and if you want to add a payment card, you click the first option. Here we can click new credit or debit card and wait for it to load now. As you guys can see, we can enter the details or just click on this place right here and click scan card. So look, we can click here, click scan card for an example, and here we need to line it up with this frame right here and it will automatically read it. So here we can enter the card. For an example, we can enter the Visa card. and of course it's an invalid card number. I just made that up, but still, here you enter the card number, here you enter the expiration date and security code, which is on the back of the card. You just click save and continue and make sure that you provide your address right here, and then you should have your card. Here we can also add the transit passes, loyalty cards, gift cards, or even scan something from a photo like a barcode or a QR code. So you have a lot of options here, and now after you add your card, you are set up to pay with your device. What we want to do next is we want to go over and check the battery settings. So this phone is new. This is the first thing we're doing after the setup. So of course we gotta check the battery. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the modes. So here we have the balanced mode, the battery saver, and ultra battery saver. And I know that ultra battery saver looks the best because you have 32 hours and 15 minutes remaining on it. And it's even better than the battery saver. So this is a big jump. This is 20 hours and 20 minutes of battery. So this is basically limited to 6 apps at max, and we do not count games in here. Apps like camera, even phone or messages, and that's it. You can delete any other app and you won't be able to use it, but that's because we want to save our battery. So the best mode is balanced, of course. Now the next one is the battery saver, and once your phone is at less than 10% and you are nowhere close to your charger, then you can choose the ultra battery saver. For the battery checkup, here you guys can go over and close apps that drain battery. For an example, adjust brightness automatically. I won't do that. We can, let's say, clear memory 10 minutes after locking the device, or turn off, let's say, haptic feedback, not wake screen for notifications, and now we are adding 11 minutes to our battery life. Here we have charging options. Now here we choose the wired charging mode, so we can select standard or speed up. Speed up is basically fast charging, and our device can easily heat up or overheat while charging faster, especially if you're using your phone while charging it with the speed up option. So keep that in mind. And here in the battery protection, we have battery health, cycles, first use, and charging protection. So the info is pretty normal. Battery health, how much percent of our battery is in our phone. So if it drops to 80%, then even if we charge to 100 right here, we will see 100, then only 80 is really here. Now cycles is a full 100% of battery wear. So we used 100% of battery, we charged the 100%, and it already counts as a cycle. Now first use, pretty self-explanatory. And for charging protection, we can select charge fully, which is the worst option. Battery protection, that will protect your battery, so it will charge 80% and it will charge to 100 only when it's scheduled. And smart charging is the best option out here because it actually extends your battery life, because your OS is learning how you use and charge your device when you stop charging it. And basically your device will reach 80% in those situations, and when you are not using it then and still charging it, then it will charge up to 100. So that's very cool. And now here, as you guys can see, we have additional features. So this is basically clear cache when device is locked. We can set it up to in 30 minutes. We can even set it up to in 1 minute. It's totally up to us. And make sure that you enable cold insurance mode, especially that is winter right here, and it will limit the device's performance, but it will extend the battery life. Now, for the schedule power on and off, this is also a cool feature because, as you guys can see, our phone can turn off at 11:30 p.m. and power on at 7 a.m. So our phone is powered off for 7.5 hours. When you turn it on, when you turn it back on, then you will see every single notification that you missed, and basically you save battery this way. So I feel like this is actually a great option. We can go over and checkmark it, so it is saved. And here we have the battery usage, so which app uses how many percent of the battery. So this phone is freshly set up. As you guys can see, it's been active for 26 minutes. The app that used the most battery is Google Play Store, but I haven't used any other app on this phone yet. So you need to give your phone a few days to get the info on how you use the battery and everything, and also wait for your phone to calibrate the battery. So you need at least 3 to 5 cycles in order for your battery health to be accurate. So now what we want to do at the end of this video is go over and check for software updates. So this is the last thing that we wanted to do. We need to go over to settings and then about phone. Here we click HyperOS and it will check for updates automatically. So there are no updates available, but if you will have an update, you will see the button at the bottom. So the button will be at the place where the Xiaomi community button is. You will just click here and it will automatically download and install your new update. So that's basically it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the productivity tricks on POCO M8. Okay, first let's launch our settings. Now scroll down all the way until you find additional settings. Scroll down once again, and in here we have the special features, and we are interested in floating windows. That's the thing that boosts our productivity pretty much. In here we have like a tutorial how to use floating windows, so how to open it up, how to resize it, how to move it, how to hide it quickly, and how to minimize an app. But before, we also need to tap on the side toolbox and launch the sidebar. Actually, we have two ways how we can launch the floating windows. I'll show you how to do it. So first method, actually. When we have our sidebar right in here, we need to slide to the right side to launch it. In here you can currently see some apps. If you slide to the downside, you can click the plus icon and simply edit your smart sidebar. So for example, let's add calculator into it, contacts, I don't know what else, maybe messages. Also, I would like to have the notes and maybe browser. Okay, then click on done to save your preset. Okay, and now when I'll tap on one of those icons, it will launch in a floating window, as you can see. Now I can still do other things on my phone. As you can see, I can keep sliding left and right on my home screen. If I would launch my browser, I'll be able to surf the internet just like that. Everything is fully responsive, I'm sorry. And when it comes to the floating window itself, we can adjust its size when we grab its edge, just like that. If you grab those 3 dots, you'll be able to position the floating window on your screen. If you click this icon, you will open the notes in the full screen. If you click those 3 dots, the first icon will cause that again, your app will be launched in the full screen. If you click the second or the third icon, you'll be able to enter the split screen mode. I'll show you that in a second. And if you click the X button, you'll close the app. That is pretty easy. I'm sure that you will handle it. Let me show you that the notes are fully responsive. Actually, that's calculator, my bad. That the calculator is fully responsive. Everything works. So I can do 2 things at the same time, and I don't need to switch between the apps the whole time. It works pretty cool. And when it comes to the alternate way of launching those things, for now I will launch maybe notes this time. And now let's get into recent apps, just like that. Now hold on the icon, and if you click on that button, the app will launch in a floating window. That is a pretty cool thing and really easy. Okay, now let's go with the split view. Also, we can do it from the level of the smart sidebar. So this time let's launch notes. Now click on those 3 dots. Select this icon or this icon, it depends. If you want notes on the top, click that icon. If you would like to have it on the bottom, click the icon next to it. I will select this one, and now we have to select the second app that we want to open in this mode. I will use Calculator, for example. And as you take a look, everything has been successfully opened. We have notes on the bottom, on the top, and Calculator on the bottom. We can adjust the size of the icons. So now, as you can see, notes are pretty big and Calculator is really tiny, but it's still fully responsive. Remember that if you go too much, one of the apps will be closed and the second app will be opened in the full screen mode. So you need to have that in mind and remember about it. Okay, if you double tap this bar in the middle, you can quickly change the size, the side of those icons. That is pretty easy thing. And everything fully works. And again, you can launch those apps in the split view from the level of the recent apps. Again, hold on one icon, click on this icon, select the second app, and everything launches in the split view mode. And it's fully responsive. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show the security tricks on POCO M8. Okay, so let's open up our settings. Now let's scroll down a little until we find fingerprints, face data, and the screen lock. Let's begin with setting up the screen lock itself, because that's the key level of our security and having it is a must-have. So we have three types of the screen lock: pattern, pin, and password. It's up to you which mode you want to use. I'll stick to the pattern. Remember that you cannot forget your password, because if you'll do it, you'll be forced to reset your device using recovery mode, and basically you lose all of your data if you don't have a backup. So create a password that you'll remember. Now click on Got It. When it comes to the pattern, we have those 9 dots on the screen, and to create a pattern, we need to connect at least 4 of them. So create your pattern. If you would like to try again, you can click on Clear and then draw your new pattern. If you want to save it, draw it once again and click on Confirm. Now the phone tells us that we can also add a fingerprint. I highly recommend adding it. Click on Add, click on Got It, and now our fingerprint scanner is placed right in here. We have a small circle. Maybe on the camera I cannot see it, but you just need to believe me that it's right in here. Also remember that your finger and the screen should be clean. So now place your finger on that scanner, and now when you feel a vibration, you need to lift up your finger and then place it again, and keep repeating the process until your fingerprint is saved. It might take a few tries. You can also try placing your finger from different angles, so everything will be registered properly. So simply keep repeating. Okay, it has been saved. We can click on Done. We can see our fingerprint, and now everything is working. Now let's try how it works. Let's begin with the screen lock. Slide to the upside, we have our dots, connect them, and the phone unlocks. Pretty easy thing. Now let's go with the fingerprint. Place your finger on that circle, and the phone also unlocks. Everything works properly. Let's get back into the settings, and fingerprint, face data, and screen lock. If you are interested, you can also enable the face unlock or enable the unlock with Bluetooth device. That is a pretty cool thing. And now let's get back and let's go into privacy. Not the privacy protection, and not that. I'm wondering where it is. And not that. Oh, actually, privacy, my bad. Open up the privacy, and in here we have security status. We have Google Play Protect, Find Hub, Security Update, and the Google Play System Update. Remember that you should use the latest version of those things, so let's begin with Google Play Protect first. Actually, in here, all we can do is perform a scan in search for potential harmful apps, but it's always good to do from time to time. Thanks to that, we will know is everything okay. We can see that no harmful apps has been found, so that's good to see. And simply you can perform that scan from time to time, just to make sure that everything is okay. Then below we have the Find Hub. It is a really cool feature. Make sure that it's enabled right in here, allow device to be located. And we have two ways how we can use the Find Hub. We have the app and also the web. Let's use the web version for now. Okay, click on continue. Basically, let's say that our device gets lost or stolen. So every step that now I'm performing, you need to repeat on any other device. You can even do it on your PC or laptop. It's up to you, but we need to remember about one thing. We'll have to sign in using the same Google account into which we are logged in on our lost or stolen POCO. It is really important, so we need to remember about it. Then click on continue. Click on continue once again. And in here we have a list of devices associated with our Google account. Now, in here we should have our POCO, but it's not in here on the list. Maybe it's because I'm currently using it. So let's try maybe on the Pro version. In here you can see how it's going to look like. So you'll be able to remotely secure your device. You'll be able to simply turn off the screen and lock it with the password. You can mark it as lost. This device will be locked with its PIN, pattern, or password. If the device doesn't have a screen lock, you can set one. You'll be signed out of your Google account on the device. Payment cards will be removed from your Google Wallet. That is pretty cool thing. So, for example, the thief won't have access into your payment cards, and you won't lose your money, and also your device will be locked with the PIN. So that is a pretty cool thing. We can also remotely factory reset our device. Let's say that we have 100% sure that we won't get our device back, so we can simply remotely delete all of our data so no one will have access to it. That is also a pretty cool thing. So that's how you can use the Find Hub. Really useful thing. Above, we also have the remote lock. We can enable to use it. And thanks to that feature, we can also remotely lock our phone. But this time, we don't need to use our Google account, no sign-ins or anything like that. All we need to do is to visit that page, android.com/lock, and then you can remotely lock your phone. But remember that you need to have your SIM card or eSIM enabled, inserted, activated to use that feature, because you can read that. Without it, it won't work. Down below we have the security update. It's always good to have the latest version of the software. In my case, everything is up to date, so I don't need to download anything. Just to make sure, we can also click on check for update manually, and everything is fine, so we don't need to download anything. Now let's go with the Google Play, and in that case also everything is up to date, so we don't need to download anything. If you have possibility to update, simply do this ASAP. Okay, let's get back. Let's close it up for now, and let's open up the security app. Okay, in here we can perform a security scan. That is pretty useful thing, so let's tap on that, click on agree. Now our phone will scan for potential threats and viruses, so let's wait until it's done. Okay, 80%, we're almost done. Okay, 100%, everything looks good due to our phone, so we don't need to perform anything. If something will be wrong, of course, follow the instructions on the screen to solve the problem. Down below we have another cool things. We have the app lock and second space. Let's begin with second space first. Thanks to that feature, we'll be able to create a second home screen, a second desktop on our phone. And in that place, we'll be able to store, for example, the apps that we want to protect. We can also add photos in there. And the only way to launch the second space is by typing the password that we'll manually type and set, or by using the fingerprint unlock. So we can turn on the second space. First, it needs to be created, so we need to wait a little bit. Okay, it's switching from our normal thing, created successfully, click on continue. And now we can select how we want to switch between spaces, or by using the password, or by using a shortcut. Let's use the password for extra security. Click on set now. And now we need to draw our pattern to confirm. Okay, and now we can set our new pattern. Again, we need to connect at least 4 dots. I highly recommend using different password than the one that we are using for unlocking our device. So let's say just for this video, I'll create a pattern like that. Let's confirm it. Okay, we can also set the fingerprint. Also pretty useful, so let's do it. Click on confirm, or you can add new fingerprint, for example, from your left hand this time. Okay. Everything should be okay. Click on continue. And now we are in our second space. In here, of course, we can install some apps, add photos from our gallery, surf the internet, and many, many more. If you would like to switch back into your normal mode, click on switch, draw your pattern, and now we are getting back into our normal mode. I'm wondering where we have possibility to launch the second space. I'll type it. Okay, it's not in here, so we'll have to open up the security once again. And now click on the second space, and you can click on go. And now everything works properly. Okay. Now, are we in normal mode? Yes, we are. So let's open up the security. And in here, we can also hide apps on our device. In here, we have a list of apps. So let's try to hide, for example, the Spotify. It's just an example. So hide apps. You could see that the Spotify was on my home screen. Now let's enable that. In here we have a tutorial how we can get access into hidden apps. So we just need to spread 2 fingers on our home screen to get access. Click on got it. Okay, Spotify is currently hidden. You can see that it disappeared from the screen. Now let's spread our 2 fingers, and now we have access into our hidden apps. So that's how it works. We can also launch the app lock. I mean, we can secure the hidden apps with the password. So now when I'm spreading 2 fingers, I need to use the password or use the fingerprint to get access into hidden apps. To enable that feature, enable the app lock down below. You can also hide notifications if you are interested. If you click on add, you can add more apps. Above we have the settings. Okay, let's get back. Now the security once again, and we have the app lock itself. Confirm, and in here you can, if you enable one of those things for apps, they will be simply protected with your password. That is also a really cool thing. Let's say that we don't want any to get access into our, maybe the Chrome. Currently it's even enabled. So now if someone will want to launch our browser, the only way of doing it is by typing the password, but currently it didn't launch because we have to turn off the screen. Oh, I don't want to launch the second space actually. Okay. And now it says unlock via fingerprint or via password. And that's the only way of launching our Chrome. And now if I'll try to launch the Chrome, it won't it will not want to type the password. It will only appear if I'll turn off the screen. And that's the only moment where it will ask for the password. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to fix speaker not working on your POCO M8. So first, what you guys want to do is check the volume levels in the settings. So let's go over and open up the settings. Now here, we want to scroll down until we see sound and vibration. Here we will have the adjust volume section, and we need to adjust our media volume the most. So we can adjust it here by swiping to the right, or we can simply leave and bump it up here to 300%. Now, whenever we go back, we see that we have maximum volume of 300%, and that's how it's supposed to be. Now, next, what we want to do is we want to go over and clean speaker grills. So here we have it. Now we want to clean them because whenever they are filled with dust or anything else, they can block a lot of connection. And not exactly connection, but the sound itself. So if they are stuck with dirt, then the sound of course will be either lower or it will just block the sound completely. Now next, what we want to do is we want to go over and swipe up to Bluetooth, and here in Bluetooth we need to make sure that Bluetooth is disabled to ensure that the audio is not rerouted anywhere else, like headphones, your TV, even a car or anything else. Now what we want to do next is, if it's still not working, we need to restart our phone, and we do that to refresh our entire system. So hold the power button and the volume up button until this menu pops up. Now we need to swipe down until our screen goes black and the icon turns green. Now we can let go with our finger, and the phone is now rebooting, as you guys can see. So I'll see you guys in a second once it's rebooted. Now after the restart, what we want to do is we want to enter the password if we have one, and next, as a last resort, we want to update our software. So let's go over to settings, and here in those settings, go over to About Phone. Now we want to click on HyperOS right up top, and it will check for updates automatically. All we need is a Wi-Fi connection for it. I do not have any new updates here, so I cannot update my phone. It's on the latest version, but if you do have updates here, then make sure that you do them. So that's it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to use the 50 megapixel camera mode on the POCO M8. So if you take a normal photo on the POCO M8, it is usually not the highest quality that can be on this phone. So if we take a photo right here, we can examine it by selecting the photo, pressing on the three dots on the bottom right, and then selecting details. So here, as you can see, it's 3072 by 4096 pixels. Now, if you want to go even higher, you can enable the Ultra HD mode. And the Ultra HD mode just allows you to take high resolution pictures. So this uses 50 megapixels. So if we take a photo right now, it can be any photo, and we go back to the details, as you can see, the count is almost double the previous picture. So just use the Ultra HD mode if you want to take high resolution photos. And that is pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
In this video, I'm going to explain what to do if fast charging is not working on your POCO M8. First of all, you need to check whether the charger that you're using is compatible with fast charging. This phone supports 45 watts charging at most, and that is pretty fast indeed, but not all chargers will charge that fast. It just depends on the charger that you are using. I have a random off-brand one here, and as it says right here, output, you can see output has 3 different outputs. You basically need to multiply the voltage by amperage, and 5 volts multiplied by 3 amperes will give me 15 watts. Then another one is 9 multiplied by 2, which is 18 watts, and 12 multiplied by 1.5, which would be also 18. Depends on what voltages does this phone take. I'm not really sure. But that is basically how you check the wattage. So this one is only 18 watts, and that's the maximum it could charge the phone with, not the maximum of what the phone can take. So that would be fast charging anyway, but it wouldn't be as fast. Now, another thing is to make sure that your charging port is clean, and you may want to clean it with a non-metallic tool, for example, a soft brush or some plastic tool. Make sure it's plastic, not metallic, because metallic can damage the port inside. Then also make sure that the cable that you're using is not damaged, as well as the charger. Make sure that in settings, in battery settings, then I believe charging options and wire charging mode, set it to speed up. It may heat up the phone a little bit, but it'll make the charging fast. So that is important. And I think that's the only setting here for the actual like fast charging. Yeah. Then you can also test with another charger or another power outlet, because sometimes power outlets are faulty and they may not work properly. And also, the last thing to do always is to update your software if needed to fix some bugs related to, for example, fast charging. So go to About Phone, tap on Xiaomi HyperOS, and if there is an update available, you'll see the install button. Install that update and it may fix the issues. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the speed up tricks on POCO M8. Okay, let's begin with developer options and a few things that we can change in them. So to get access into developer options, we need to launch our settings first. Now click on About Phone, and we can find OS version right in here. Now we need to tap on it a few times in a row. If you have your screen lock set, you also have to confirm it. And we can see now that we are a developer. Now get back, scroll down, find additional settings, scroll down once again, and on the bottom we have our developer options. Okay, now keep scrolling until you find specific options that we need to adjust. Okay, here they are. We have animated duration scale, transition animation scale, and window animation scale. As you take a look, all 3 of them are currently set on 1x, but we can completely turn them off or put them on 0.5 for better performance. You just need to remember that you cannot go higher than 1x because it will only slow your device. For me, a perfect balance between 1x and off is of course 0.5, so that's the value that I'm about to select for all 3 options. Just like that. We can also scroll down a little bit more to the downside until we find the apps and the background process limit. Currently it's set on the standard, but we can select at most 3 or at most 4 processes for better performance. I'll select at most 4, for example. Okay, that is all in developer options. We can go back. From here, we can go straight to the app site until we find the apps. And in here we have a list of all apps installed on our device. And simply, if you have apps that you are not using, simply uninstall them because they're only taking your storage space away, and that might be the problem why your device is running slowly, because you may there's a chance that you don't have enough storage space and you have too much apps, and that might be the problem why your device is lagging or running slowly. But remember that some of those apps are the system apps, and uninstalling them is impossible, or sometimes it is possible, but something bad might happen if you do it. So simply uninstall the apps that you have downloaded manually, or the apps that you have 100% that you are 100% sure that if you uninstall them, nothing wrong will happen. So remember about it. To uninstall the app, simply select it. In here I have a game that I'm not using. On the bottom we have the uninstall button. We can click on that, then click on OK, and that's how you uninstall the apps. Also, if you have your apps on your home screen, you can also uninstall them from this level. Simply hold on the app, click the information button, and you can uninstall them. You don't need to manually find them in the apps, in the settings, because if you click on that icon, you only remove the app from the home screen. So you just need to remember about it. If you launch your app drawer, in here you have possibility to uninstall the app from the level of the app drawer. Of course, if you are using the app drawer mode. In my case, I'm using it, so I have that possibility. Let's get back into the settings, and again the apps, because in certain apps we also have possibility to clear the cache. In my case, I think it will be available in the Chrome app. Oh, my bad. Get back until you see this, then go into storage, and I have some cache as you take a look. Don't worry, clearing cache won't delete any of your personal data, so clearing it won't cause anything bad. To clear the cache, click on clear data first, and click on clear cache. Click on OK, and the cache has been cleared. Really easy thing. Let's get back, and let's go into battery, because I'm wondering, do we have one thing in here? But I think not. Okay, my bad. I was wondering, do we have like a boost mode or something like that, but I cannot see it, so I think it's unavailable. From here, let's go into security, and we should have possibility to click the optimize button. Okay, a few things can be optimized, as you can see, so let's click that button. Now the phone will do its job, and it will clear everything, and it will optimize everything that is possible. Okay, it should be done at any second. Okay, in here we have suggestions what we can do. You can see that the cache has been cleared. Same thing with the security. We can also solve some problems, so let's click on that. Okay. More than 5 apps are allowed to auto restart, restrict to save battery. It's like suggestion for us what we can do. For now, I'm not going to do it. If you're interested, you can follow the steps on the screen on your device, of course. We have the boost speed function also, worth clicking. We can click on boost speed. Okay, as you can see, we have freed up 356 megabytes, and now our device is 4% faster. Also worth clicking from time to time. If you want, you can also add a widget into your home screen, so you'll be able to quickly tap it and start this process. We can click on OK actually. Okay, you can also perform a deep clean if you are interested. Okay, in here it says that we can uninstall some apps. For example, I have those games that I'm not even playing, so I can easily uninstall it. And thanks to that, I will gain almost 5 gigabytes of the storage, so let's do it. Okay. And now I have gained some free space. We can also delete some videos, just like it says, and it will free up 13 megabytes. But for now, I'm not going to do it. Okay, if you want, you can download some cleaning apps from the Play Store. Simply launch the Play Store, type cleaner or cleaning, you will have a whole list of apps that you can download. But remember that before downloading anything, it's always good to read the reviews about the app. But in my personal opinion, the cleaner app that it's provided by the phone, by the POCO itself, is pretty okay. But of course, if you want, you can download something more. Okay, also, during day-to-day use, there's a chance that you'll have a lot of apps opened in the background. To check them, slide to the upside if you're using the gestures. If you're using the buttons, click the, I think it will be the square icon on the left or on the right side, and it will also appear. If you have a lot of apps opened right in here in the background, simply manually close them up just like that, because they're only taking your storage space away, and that also might be the problem why your device is running slowly. Another thing is that you can perform a reboot from time to time if your device is lagging, it gets frozen from time to time. That's the moment when you can perform a reboot. To do it, click power button and volume up button to launch the power menu, and now select the reboot function. Now if you release your finger, your device will be turned off, and after a few seconds it will be automatically turned on again, and it will be ready to use. If your device gets lagged or frozen, you can also use the force restart method. To do it, hold power button and volume up button at the same time until screen turns off, then release your fingers, and after that, within a few seconds, your device will be turned on and it will be ready to use. As a last resort method, you can also perform a factory reset, but remember that before factory resetting, you can create a backup of your data, because after the factory reset, all of your data will be erased. So it's good to have a backup. To create it, open up the settings, then go into About Phone, then Backup and Restore, and here you have all possible methods of the backup. If you don't know how to do it, on our channel, on our main channel, HardReset.Info, you can find a video how to create a backup on this device. If you want, you can watch it. To perform a factory reset, select Factory Reset. Now, if you click on Erase All Data, your device will be turned off, and after a few seconds, it will be automatically turned on again. And the next thing that you need to do is to go through the setup process. But just like I'm saying, it's the last resort method, if nothing else help. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show top tricks on POCO M8. Okay, so let's launch our settings. Let's scroll down a little until we find additional settings. And let's begin with gesture shortcuts. We have things such as alternate way of taking a screenshot. We can also use the partial screenshot. We have a shortcut to launch the camera, to turn on the torch, and to power off. Let's begin with taking up the screenshot. You know, the normal way of taking a screenshot is by clicking power button and volume down button, just like it says right in here, but we have second mode, second way, and it's by simply sliding 3 fingers on our screen. In my opinion, it is much more comfortable, because let's say that our phone is laying flat just like that. We don't need to, you know, grab it and touch and press 2 buttons at the same time. We can just slide 3 fingers just like that, and as you take a look, our screenshot gets taken. Let me show you once again. So take 3 fingers, slide to the downside, and the screenshot gets taken. That is pretty easy thing, but in my opinion, works really cool, and it's much more comfortable. We can also take a partial screenshot. We just need to hold on our screen, and now select the part of the screen that you would like to take a screenshot of. Let's say that part. Select it. If you want to save it, hit this button. We can also edit the screenshot. You can add some text or paint on it. You can share it. You can start over. And above, you can also change the shape. So we can, for example, draw something like that and you can still save it. And you also have the circle. So that's how it works. Pretty cool thing. And now another gesture is to launch the camera. We have double press the power button to launch the camera, double press the volume down when the screen is locked. Let's enable both things. Let's begin with the first one. So now when I'll double press the power button, the camera should launch. And as you take a look, everything has been successfully launched. And it's working. Pretty easy thing. Let's try once again. Double tap and the camera launches. Now I need to double tap volume down when the screen is off and the camera also should launch. And as you take a look, I'm ready to take the photos. Let's do it once again. Double tap and it launches. Pretty easy thing. Another cool shortcut. Okay, back into additional settings, gesture shortcuts, and we have turn on torch. Double press the power button, but we need to replace it with launching the camera, so we can only have one feature. Okay, I will double tap power button right now, and torch has been successfully turned on. When I will double tap once again, it turns off. Let's do it again. Boom. And now it turns off. Really, really easy thing. So it worked properly. Back into the settings, additional, and let's go into ignore accidental touch on the edges. And that is a pretty cool thing that we can adjust it. Currently it's set on the default, but we have big area, small area, or the custom one. You can see the description of each mode. So the big area. Your device will be less responsive to accidental touch. Some gesture controls might not work near the edges. We have the small area. Your device will be responsive to accidental touch, but will also react to most gesture controls near the edges. And we can click on custom and we can manually select this area as you take a look. So it's up to you. I'll stick to the default mode. Okay. We also have the quick ball. That is also a pretty cool thing. You can turn it on right in here. And now we have shortcuts that we can add into our quick ball. We have system settings, Wi-Fi, mobile data, Bluetooth, silent and lock orientation. We have quick settings. We have torch, long press the power button, clear cache, back, home, menu, lock, one-handed mode, and we can also add some apps. Currently, those modes are, it seems that they are unavailable, but they are right in here because currently they are already placed on our quick ball. So that is why in here they look great, like they are not available, but they are. So you can select the shortcut that you want. Let's replace, for example, the home button with one app. So, for example, Facebook. And let's replace the back button with the torch, for example. Okay. We have the preferred gesture to launch the quick ball. We have the tap or swipe. I'll stick to tap. Okay, hide automatically. Hide quick ball in selected apps. So for example, if you are playing some games, you can enable that so you won't touch that quick ball accidentally. Okay, move aside when full screen, move aside when entering full screen. It's up to you. Stick to the edge after 3 seconds of inactivity. You can keep that enabled or you can disable it. And we have the wake up areas. Currently it's set on the default, but we can select it manually. We have this bar. Okay, I'll stick to the default one. And now, in here, in my case, we have a small icon, and it's about our quick ball. So we need to tap on it to launch it. And we have our Facebook, I think that's the recent apps or the home button. I can't remember. We can also lock it, take a screenshot, or launch the torch. So it's like a shortcut menu, our quick ball. Pretty cool thing. So now when I'll click on that icon, I will lock my screen. Everything worked properly. If I'll click this, the Facebook will be launched. I also need to type the password because I have locked the Facebook in the app lock function. In here, I can quickly launch the recent apps. Maybe that's not the best shortcut, but it's available. We can select the shortcut and the torch. As we take a look, it's actually turned on and everything works properly. So that's the quick ball. Let's get back into additional settings. We can also clear our speaker if it gets dirty. In here you can click on start to clean your speaker simply. That is a pretty cool thing. Down below we have the special features such as floating windows, memory extension, and the second space. Let's begin with the second space. If you choose to turn it on, you'll be able to create a second space, like a separated home screens. And it's good because in that second space you can, for example, keep some data that you don't want to be leaked or something, or you don't want any to have access to it besides you, so you can create a second space for it. And now we need to select how we want to switch between spaces. We have using a password and using a shortcut. I highly recommend using password. Click on set now. We need to set that password. First draw your current screen lock and now set the pattern that you want to use to switch between the modes. You can also set the fingerprint. For now I'll skip it. It's available later, so don't worry. And now we are in our second space. In here we can download some apps, of course, or keep some notes and many more. If you want to get back into your normal mode, hit switch. And now we will be in our normal mode. Just like that. Really easy thing. Okay. We have that memory extension that I was talking about before. Currently it's set on 4 GB. The maximum value is 8. You can create additional RAM by occupying storage. Use this feature only when there's enough storage space available on your device. I'll stick to the 4 GB. And the last thing is the floating windows. I'll show you how you can launch it. In here you have a quick tutorial how to use them. You can read it, but I'll show you that. Let's click on the side toolbox first, and let's enable that, because that is also pretty useful. Now to launch the sidebar, slide from the edge. You'll see a small thin gray bar stick to the edge. You just need to slide to launch it up. As you can see, in here we have a lot of apps. If you want to edit them, click the plus icon. Now, when I click on one of those apps, it will launch in the floating window, just like that. It is pretty cool because thanks to that we can do multiple things at the same time. I can still, for example, launch my Google Chrome, surf the internet, and count something quickly on my calculator, and I don't need to switch between the apps. That is a pretty cool thing. I can adjust the size of the floating window. If I'll click on those 3 dots, I can open it up in the full screen. If you click on one of those 2 icons, you'll be able to enter the split screen mode. I'll show you that in a second. And if you click the X icon, you'll simply close the floating window. You can adjust the position on your screen if you grab those 3 dots. Now you can place it anywhere that you want. Okay. We can also launch the floating window from the level of the recent apps. Simply launch them, hold, and click that icon. And it appears on our home screen. Pretty easy thing. Okay. Now the split view. Again, let's do it from the level of the sidebar. Let's get notes. OK, click those three dots, click this icon or this icon, and now select the second app that you want to use in the split view. I have launched the notes, so now I will launch, for example, calculator. As you can see, the screen has been perfectly split in half. On the top we have the notes, on the bottom we have our calculator, and we can quickly switch between those apps. On the top part we can quickly take notes, and on the bottom we can quickly count something. Really useful feature. If you grab this bar, you can adjust the size of those apps, but remember that if you go too much, now if I'll raise my finger, you can read that the calculator will open in the full screen mode. If you'll double tap, you can switch the sides of those apps. And of course, you can launch that mode from the level of recent apps. Hold on the icon, and this time we need to click on that. And again select second app that you want to use in the split view. Alright, and that's all on this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to unlock POCO M8 without password. Okay, but before we begin, let's discuss a few things. First thing is, please only try to unlock your phone and no other case someone else's, because that might be considered as a crime, and that's also unethical. Second thing is that we need to perform a factory reset using the recovery mode, and all of our data will be erased from our phone. I'm sorry, but that's the only way. Third thing is that after the reset, when we get into the setup process, we will have to verify ourselves, because it will appear because we are resetting our phone using recovery mode, and we'll have to sign in into the same Google account into which we were logged in before the reset. So you need to have that in mind. Okay, if you want to continue, power off your device, click on power button and volume up button and select power off. Okay, now we need to enter recovery mode. We need to hold power button and volume up button at the same time until we see the POCO logo. When it appears, release the finger from power button but keep holding volume up. So hold two buttons. When POCO logo appears, release the finger from power button but keep holding volume up. Just like that. We are in the recovery mode. Now, using volume keys, select wipe data and confirm by clicking power button. Again, wipe all data. Now, confirm. The process will begin. Okay, data wiped successfully. Select back to main menu, confirm, reboot, and reboot the system. Now our device will be turned on. And the next thing that we have to do is to go through the setup process. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to use the AI Magic Eraser and remove reflections on the POCO M8 Pro. So let's say you have a photo, for example I'm going to use this photo, and you have some unwanted things that you want to remove. And this is where the AI Magic Eraser comes in. It allows you to remove some details from the photo by using AI, so it fills in the space once the subject has been removed. So to use the feature, what we're going to do is open up the photo we want to edit, and then we're going to tap on the pen icon on the bottom. Then we're going to scroll to the right on the bottom right here and select Create. And here we have a few options, but we're mostly going to be using Erase right now. So once you tap on Erase, if you haven't used it before, it's going to start downloading that feature. So make sure you're logged into an account in the settings and just wait for the eraser to download. And once it's downloaded, it's going to open up this section right here. And then we have a few options like remove objects, remove people, reflections, or just manually select what we want to remove. So first of all, we have people. It's going to automatically detect people in the photo. And then you can either remove all of them or just tap on one and press on this little X icon right here. Let me select this middle guy so it's more visible. We have this little X icon. So let's remove this person on the right. So I press the icon, and as you can see, the person has been removed, and it filled in the empty space behind the person very nicely. So it's almost as if that person was never there. Then we also have the remove reflection option. So if there's a reflection in the photo, it's going to remove it. So for example, we can press start, and if it finds a reflection, it's going to remove it. Now, there isn't really any clear reflection in this photo, but if there is, it's going to get removed. So here we can we also have this button on the top, which allows us to see how the photo looked before the edits. We can hold on it to see what changes were made. So as you can see, the person has been removed, but the reflections aren't really visible, but there is a little change. And we also have the manual option, which allows us to manually select an object by drawing it like this. And once we release it, the object is going to be gone. Now, this isn't the most accurate feature, but it does its job nicely if it's a small, insignificant feature, like, for example, this monitor in the background. So I'm going to just draw over it like this. Once I release, as you can see, it's gone, and it's barely even visible. So now that we're done editing the photo, we can press the check mark on the bottom right to save the photo. And then we press the save button on the top right to save the changes that we've made to the photo. And as you can see, the photo is now saved. So we have two options. It saves a duplicate. You have the before option and the after option. And as you can see, these are all of the edits made, and it's pretty nicely done. That's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to show battery percentage in the status bar on the POCO M8. So if you want this battery icon on the top right to also display the percentage in numbers, there's a way to enable that. And the first thing that we're going to do is open up the settings, and then we're going to scroll down to notification and status bar, and then scroll down again to battery indicator and select any of these options right here. So you have this one that doesn't show the battery percentage, so the default one. You have this one that shows the battery percentage inside of the battery icon. And then we also have this one, which shows the battery percentage outside of the battery icon. I think this one is my favorite, so I'm going to select that one. And that's pretty much it. Now you can just exit out, and your battery percentage will always be displayed and in your field of view. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you all methods on how to take a screenshot on the POCO M8. So if you want to take a photo of your screen, or basically a screenshot, there are a few ways to do this. I'm going to show you all of them. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually enable those options. And to do that, we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to scroll down to additional settings, then scroll down again to gesture shortcuts, and here we have two options. So take a screenshot and partial screenshot. So take a screenshot means that you just take a screenshot of the full screen, and we have a few options here. So we have slide 3 fingers down, so we do 3 fingers, and if we slide down, it's going to take a screenshot like that. And we also have volume down and power, which allows us to take a screenshot by pressing the volume down and power buttons at the same time. So if you click like this, it's going to take a screenshot once again. So you can either enable or disable these options. I like to use the volume down plus power, so I'm going to disable slide 3 fingers down and leave the volume down plus power option on. Now we also have the partial screenshot option, which allows us to crop our screenshots. So if we enable it by enabling the press and hold with 3 fingers option, and actually use it by holding with 3 fingers pretty much anywhere on the screen, it's going to open up this option. So we have either a square where we can just drag like this to create a little box, and this box is going to contain the full screenshot. Or we have the drawing option, which allows us to just draw what we want to, which part of the screenshot we actually want to save. So maybe something like this. It can be pretty much anything. And then we can also resize it if we want. And then we have the circle option, which allows us to create a even circle instead of any other option. Then we also have the start over, share, edit, and save options. So start over allows us to take a screenshot again and choose a different mode. And then we have the share option, which allows us to immediately send the screenshot to someone. And then we have edit, which allows us to change the screenshot by drawing on it or changing the colors. And we also have the last option, which is just save. And this saves the screenshot to our gallery. So if you open up our gallery right now, then we're going to have all of the screenshots saved. This is all the screenshots we've taken. And this is pretty much how you take screenshots on this phone. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hello everybody, welcome back to HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to fix the ghostage problem on your POCO M8. So first, what you guys want to do is remove the screen protector or case, and let me explain why. Basically, whenever your case is covering even a tiny part of the screen, it's not stopping at the bezels. You guys can see those little dark spots right here on the edges of the phone. That's basically a bezel, and it's the distance between the side of the phone and the screen. In this case, as you guys can see, here we have the bezel. And whenever your case is touching the screen, not the bezels, then it can cause your screen to have ghost touches. So the ghost touch will basically click in a random place. It doesn't have to be fast like I am doing it now. It can be like that, and like that. And yeah, so it's totally unpredictable where it will happen. Now for the screen protector, if it's poorly applied, as you guys can see, mine is applied perfectly. So if yours is poorly applied, if it's going off the screen, if it's going to the side or the edges of the phone, then it's already, it has to be replaced. Now what you guys can do next is clean your screen. So you will do that to remove any debris, moisture, and fingerprints, because we are using the microfiber cloth. And as you guys know, microfiber cloth gets rid of any of that. So we are getting rid of debris, moisture, and of course, fingerprints. Now our screen is shiny, and what we can do now is restart our phone to refresh the system. Maybe it's just a system glitch after all. So we want to press the power button and the volume up button at the same time. Now we are in the menu like that, and we want to swipe down to reboot our device. Now after we see the spinning circle, then as you guys can see, our phone is restarting. So I'll see you guys in a second once it restarts. Now after the restart, what you guys want to do next is, as a last resort, update your software. So we go to settings. Now we want to go into about phone, and here tap on Xiaomi HyperOS. As you guys can see, we are in an updater. I have no updates available, and that means I am running on the latest version. But if you do have any updates available, then make sure to do them, because they can get rid of any old glitches, and maybe that glitch was the ghost problem. So that's it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then leave a like, subscription, and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel. and today I'm going to show you how to use the IR Blaster as a remote control on the POCO M8. So on the POCO M8, if we go to the top, we have this little dot right here. And this little dot is an infrared blaster, which means that it can send infrared signals. So we can use this phone as a remote for pretty much anything that uses infrared light. And to use this option, the first thing that we're going to do is open up the Mi Remote app. This is what it looks like. So let's tap on it. And here we can add a device. So what we have to do is tap on the plus icon on the top right, and then select what device we want to control. So I'm going to select a TV. So let's say we want to control a Samsung TV. So we just look up Samsung, tap on that, and then ask if is the TV on. So it can be either on or off. If it's on, press on. If it's off, press off. I'm going to select off. And it's going to ask us to point the remote at the TV and to tap the button. So once we tap it, let me just demonstrate. If we tap it, as you can see, it sends out a signal. And once we tap the button, it's going to ask us if the device is turned on. So we need to go through this process to figure out what signals to actually send out. And there are a few options. So if the PC or if the TV didn't turn off or on, you can press no, and just keep doing that until it actually does turn on or off or reacts any sort of way. So let's say it worked. We're going to do the third configuration. Yes, it did turn on or off. And here we have the edit option. So we can name our device. We can set up what room it's in. We can do living room. And we can do check mark to confirm it. And this is what the remote will look like. So you have different remotes for different devices. And this is the remote for Samsung. And as you can see, with every tap, the IR Blaster activates. And that's pretty much it. You can now use this as a remote. Just point it at the TV and tap the buttons. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you. And make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi guys, in front of me is POCO M8 and let me show you how to use codes on this device. So if you want to open some hidden modes, just enter your phone gallery at first, and here you can smoothly enter the codes. The first one that I want to show is pretty short, it's *#06#, and this one will provide you with the device information like email or serial numbers. Tap on OK, then you can use another code connected with events. Just enter *#, #225, #**, and here you've got the calendar info. If you do have any calendar added to your device, it will be all included right here. As you can see, I don't have any account added here. And another code that you can use is *#, *4636, and here you've got the test remote. So you've got phone info for first and the second SIM and Wi-Fi details. Under phone information, you will be able to find email number, current network, signal strength, roaming, voice service, voice network type, and so on. Here you can run a peek test if you want to. The same stuff you will find under phone info the second, and under Wi-Fi details you've got Wi-Fi APA, Wi-Fi configuration, and Wi-Fi status. And also under Wi-Fi status you will be able to run a ping test and check the Wi-Fi stats. So that's it. And the last code that I would like to show you today is *#, *#, 426, *#, and here we've got FCM diagnostic panel in which you can check events and status. Tap on more icon to see advanced view if you want. So that's it. Enjoy, explore your device more. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.